Good evening, Twisters. We've got ourselves a great matchup tonight with the Philadelphia Flyers hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we'll be watching all of tonight's game here as the Philadelphia Flyers look to inch closer to the top spot in the Metropolitan Division. Right now, they actually have the second best record, just a little bit behind the Carolina Hurricanes. They've been on a pretty good tear as of late. They won their last game. And they've got a good test tonight with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Seems like things might start coming together for them. They're coming off a 4-1 victory against the Florida Panthers. So they are not to be taken lightly as they're trying to get back into the playoff chase. The Eastern Conference race is quite tight. Actually, the playoff race in both conferences is pretty tight. We have no idea what our final 8 teams will look like. But the more that we see these Flyers take the ice, the more likely it looks like not only could they be in the playoffs for the first time in, I believe, 5 years, but they would be doing this as potentially a top 3 or maybe even a division winner. So that's quite remarkable. So welcome, everybody. We do cover the NHL. I am a Sharks fan myself, but no matter who you cheer for, we definitely want you to hang out with us here. Of course, we're going to have, we should have some Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I know that Robbie just briefly stopped by before the stream started. And we'll be hanging out here for the whole game, as well as keeping a tab on other stuff that's happening in the NHL. So great to have you here, even if you can just tune in for a second and say hi. It's a great season here on Twisted Wrister Hockey, and I'm very happy to have you along here with me. So cheers. In case you're curious, the Flyers are doing this despite not really dominating any of the major team statistical categories in the NHL. So to give you an idea of how they're succeeding, look at this. Goals for, they are tied for 19th. So middle of the pack at best. Goals against average, they're actually 8th. And a huge reason for that would be the play of Dan Vladar. And Vladar will be in goal tonight for Philly. On the power play, they're actually the 3rd worst team, and they're right in the middle on the PK at 16th. We've got Cam Ward fan. Hey, what's going on? So before any of tonight's games, there are 4,270 goals minus any scored after a single goal scored in a shootout. True. Now, do you know where that compares versus previous seasons? Is scoring up? Is it down a little bit? My understanding is that it's plateaued over the last couple seasons. If anything, it's ticked down just a little bit. I wouldn't really want there to be any more offense. I think that you still get games out there where it's 2-1. You get games out there where it's 6-4. So I think that's a pretty good middle ground that we're at right now. But you let me know your thoughts about that. And on the subject of Cam Ward fan, we're talking about the Flyers, of course, on this stream, but the Carolina Hurricanes coming off a really big win most recently against the Dallas Stars. And so Philadelphia will have to keep up their play if they want to keep pace with Carolina. The good thing for them is that they've been mostly healthy. The only real injury impacting them is Tyson Forster, who is on, I think, LTIR and should be out for probably the rest of the regular season at least. Whereas with the Toronto Maple Leafs, it has been kind of tough sledding for them, even though they are chalking up some wins. They can't exactly stay healthy out there. Willie Nylander has missed the last couple of games. Jake McCabe. You also have Chris Tanev and Anthony Stolarz in addition to Dakota Joshua. So those are substantial pieces out of the lineup for the Maple Leafs. As currently they sit, I think by record, they're 6th right now in their own division, which is by no means great, but at least they're still keeping pace with the general playoff pack, as you will. So we'll also take a look and see how other teams are doing in the NHL tonight. There are a lot of games. It's a Thursday night. And, of course, as always, you can ask me questions about my team, the San Jose Sharks. We're going to be doing a live stream for the Sharks versus Stars game. That is at 4 Eastern on Saturday. So just coming up around the bend here. We got Tiago joining us here. Hey, good evening to you. I only started counting at the start of the previous Stanley Cup playoffs. So you're actually keeping track of all this. That is a figure that I personally wouldn't have followed, but that's a lot of goals for sure. And speaking of a lot of goals, we'll see if Auston Matthews can keep things rolling. He's starting to find his goal-scoring touch somewhat. He had a hat trick just about a week ago and scored in the most recent game, again, against the Florida Panthers. So Matthews is going to have to pick up the slack, especially with Nylander out of the lineup. Matthews is not even, I think, in the top 3 in scoring for Toronto in terms of overall points, but we have The likes of Willie Nylander when he's healthy. You have, of course, John Tavares, Matthew Nice. They still have pieces that can put the puck in the net. How was my New Year's chimichurri steak? Did I mention that during the members live stream? That was very good. That was, I mean, the seasoning was really good. I didn't use the right cut of steak, but hey, I just dip it right in the chimichurri, and everything is wonderful. Okay. All right, Cam Warfan. Well, hopefully you can stick around here. We've got, okay, I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Wagaboo? That's what I would think. Ungawa, me Wagaboo. You search for fire. Can trade wheel, sacred rock, or teriyaki cave goat. Can help Wagaboo. I've got maybe a couple of pucks in my collection I'd be willing to trade. Ungawa. That reminds me of an old Dave Chappelle show episode. I'm not going to go any further because YouTube would probably ban me. Your cousin's a Geico caveman? Oh, cool. He's probably been helping me with my auto policy. I needed to file a claim recently because I hit my windshield with a puck most recently. Well, anyway, we're happy to have you here. I hope you've discovered the magic that is hockey. Let's see. Yeah, lots of games happening this evening. This one, we haven't dropped the puck just yet. That will happen within the next 10 minutes. But to give you an idea of what today's slate looks like in the NHL, we've got ourselves, drumroll please, we've got Flames and Bruins about to get underway, Canucks and Red Wings. Red Wings looking to continue what's been a surprise to many, locking down a top three spot in that division. We've got Panthers, Canadiens, another great Atlantic Division showdown, in addition to Sabres versus Rangers, Devils versus Penguins. That's an interesting one to watch because the Devils, in case you have been living under a rock, I don't know, I'm just thinking of the caveman thing here, but the Devils are coming off a 9-0 loss at the hands of the Islanders. Things are looking god-awful for the New Jersey Devils, a team that was expected to compete for the Stanley Cup. And it's not like they're missing Jack Hughes anymore. They're mostly healthy, or at least they should be able to salvage some wins here and there. In the meantime, the Penguins, they've won 5 in a row, and they're starting to knock on the door for not only a top three spot, but potentially even the division lead. So Pittsburgh is not going away. We've got Ducks and Hurricanes taking off pretty soon here. Ducks, things have been ugly for them as they've slid all the way down to 6th in the Pacific Division. Still not too far behind the likes of the Sharks, Kings, Kraken, and Oilers, but they got to start putting it together. Islanders take on the Predators. Islanders, another surprising team this year in the Metropolitan Division, at least in my opinion, they've been a big surprise. Oilers and Jets, two teams heading in different directions. The Jets have the worst record in the NHL, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. And it's not like Hellebuck's been out the whole season for them. We've got the Senators and the Avalanche as Colorado is trying to snap a season-long 2-game losing streak, at least in regulation. Blue Jackets and Golden Knights, that's another team that's been struggling recently. The Knights are at the top of the Pacific Division by points percentage. But man, this has probably been the worst things have been for them, I would say, at least in probably about 4 years. And the Wild, who have struggled a little bit as of late on their road trip, are battling the Seattle Kraken, who are arguably the hottest team in hockey right now, winning 8 of their last 9 games. We've got Lautaro joining us here. Good evening. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Salute. It's a pity the live is not a Penguins game. Hope the Flyers lose. Hey, we can maybe do a Penguins game sometime soon. Are we getting underway here? Yeah, we are. We are underway here from Wells Fargo Center. I think it's called Wells Fargo Center. If it's not, I'm sorry, I just can't keep a tab on these things. I know my own arena's name. That's what matters most. But yeah, we're underway here from Philadelphia. Actually, where my grandma's from. And again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure, please, if you could, hit the thumbs up because that always helps the channel. No intermission trivia. I didn't really have too much time to get that together, but we can still definitely hang out, take a look at some scores around the NHL, and we'll see if the Philadelphia Flyers can continue what's been a very impressive season for them, especially defensively. coming in with the 8th best goals against. So we got Mrs. Kitty. Oh, my cat was hanging out. She was scratching my chair. Throwing me a shot and a save from Vladar. And a lot of people are saying, when is this guy going to turn into a pumpkin? It's been a magical year for him so far. Leading scorer, by the way, for the Philadelphia Flyers is Trevor Zegras, who put home 2 in the most recent game against his old team, the Anaheim Ducks. And his interview was pretty funny, too, if you are a fan of unexpected F-bombs from players. Here come the Flyers, or at least trying to get out of their zone. There's Nyes, a great check there along the boards, and almost a chance in the slot for Morgan Riley. Whacking at it there was Nyes. The puck still stays alive in the Philadelphia zone. Down toward the goal, and now Cam York taking a puck to the face. Play goes on. He seems to be okay, a little hunched over. Brandon Carlo's comeback in recent days for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's big for them. That's a team that, in terms of goals against, they could be better under Craig Berube. Toronto coming in just 24th in goals against. We've got Blitzcat hanging out. Hey, good evening to you. Your pizza arrived. Oh, that's what I like to see. Yes, me gusta la piña. It's look, in the age-old debate, I am team pineapple on pizza. Not every type of pizza. I don't want like a Chicago-style pizza with pineapple on it. But if you give me some thin crust, some bacon, some charred jalapenos chopped up, not pickled, keep them fresh, then yes, pineapple. I'm a huge fan. Leafs Nation in the house. That's what I want to see. I want to see some Toronto Maple Leafs, and I, of course, want to see some Philadelphia Flyers fans here as well. And now Philly got the puck out of their zone, but that goes all the way down for an icing. Yeah, and even Travis Konechny took a puck to the face during the warm-up. Everybody was wearing a helmet. That is a league rule, excuse me. The Sharks, they went without helmets at warm-ups recently and were fined. So that's the penalty you pay. Yeah. Team Pineapple #1. There we go. Awesome. You can do a lot with pineapple. Really, you can. I mean, grilled pineapple is delicious with a steak, right? You can put grilled pineapple on a burger or with teriyaki chicken. You can, you can even mix pineapple juice and vodka, and it's a delicious drink. See all the hacks. We have a lot of hacks here on this channel. But yeah, folks, if you're new here, please feel free to say hello. We're fans of all teams here, or most of them at least. Rick Tocchet, though. Rick Tocchet, if I were to, it's not easy right now because there are a lot of teams who are exceeding expectations exponentially. But to me, I think just the way the Flyers play with kind of the personnel that they have, they don't have really A-list talents anywhere on the lineup. Zegras is having a great year, certainly, and that was a very shrewd move there by Danny Briere. But Philadelphia is not an elite team when you look at the roster, but they play teams so challengingly. And so I think that Tocchet deserves a lot of credit here in his first year. So if I were to name a coach of the year right now, he would be probably my first choice. And you could certainly give a nod to a lot of other coaches. Lane Lambert has the Kraken playing really well right now, for example. You can say Jared Bednar for the crazy run the Avalanche have been on this whole year. Some other great names to consider. Even Ryan Warsofsky with the Sharks in his second year. It's pepperoni pizza is the best. Ooh, you know what I tried for the first time? I never had this. As a fan of pizza, it's a shame it took me so long in my life. I never really had Detroit-style pizza, in the square pans, the thick Detroit style. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I just had pepperoni. So you can do some great things with those little slices of meat heaven. It's probably strange to Americans, but here we cook pineapple at barbecues. It's great with sugar and cinnamon. Oh, absolutely. I actually went to a Brazilian steakhouse in town here, and that was their dessert. They had this like grilled pineapple, and for some reason, I don't know if it's the seasoning, but it actually tasted more like a baked apple. It was delicious. My fiance does not like pineapple at all, and she had to ask for the server to bring more. She enjoyed it so much. All right, here comes. I'm really bad with some of the Flyers because they got some guys I've never even heard of. Cates, that's right. Yeah, I got to get better at the numbers here. And they'll work it to the point, and a shot, and a little traffic in front goes off the skater. And the Leafs are going to skate it the other way. Here's Nyes. He heels the puck. And Sealer trying to backhand it out of the zone, but McMahon's going to chip it back in. Flyers with no shots so far through the first 4 minutes, by the way. Mozzarella pizza, Fugazzetta. Is that with? That almost sounds like it would have mushrooms on it, but maybe I'm wrong. With ham and bell pepper. Okay, I wouldn't say no to that. Oh, a shot and a nice save there. Who's starting for Toronto? To be? Or is that Wool? I think it's Wool, actually. No. Wool's 60, so it's held to be. The Flyers are able to get a neutral zone turnover. Barkey's playing today. Okay, I am not familiar with your game, sir. And a skate save there off of Couturier. We've got Mikro hanging out with us. Hey, good evening, man. By the way, if you guys like hockey watch-alongs, I do suggest following our friend Mikro here. Big San Jose Sharks fan, also kind of likes the Predators, right? Because he lives in Nashville. No Cortana cam today. We do have a Cortana cam. We just don't have a Cortana because I gave her, like, not a bone, but I gave her a stick to chew on, but she took it outside the room, and I'm like, hey, Cortana, treat? You want to come get a treat? Let's see if I can get her. Oh, Cowan from his knees. Here you go, girl. Here, go lie down. Girl, lie down. All right. Dang it. Well, she's here. Here, I'll see if I can get her to lie down. Just 1 second. She's right in front of me here. Here. Come here. Come lie down. Come here. Lie down. There we go. There we go. And if you toss me a super chat, I'll give Cortana a super treat. So a little incentive for you if you want to support the channel and support the Cortana Treat Fund. Let's see here. We've got Montreal's already on the board against Florida. How about that? Fugazza is made with pizza dough without tomato sauce and topped with cheese and onion and olives. All right. It's also pretty amazing. It's not like Matvei Michkov is tearing it up for Philadelphia too much. They have overall pretty good scoring depth, but it's not like they're being carried by him, somebody who's been highly touted for his raw abilities. But of course, Zegras has had a really good year for them, and it's pretty much been like that the whole way so far. All right, so just over 7 minutes gone by here in the first period. Not a lot of whistles, which I'm certainly a fan of that. And now the Flyers trying to get something going in transition. Here's a chance in on the breakaway, a shot, and a big save there by Hildeby. And he robs Barkey. Shoot, I'm bad with names here. Barkey. Actually, I come from a family with the last name Barkey. Denver Barkey, is that his name? He plays for Philadelphia, and his name's Denver. Well, he's only playing in his 9th game tonight, but Denver Barkey is in the lineup. All right, we got a commercial break, just FYI. Toronto kind of underperforming this season. They can do better. Yeah, I think that even with Mitch Marner, they should have been a better team, at least in the top 3 in their division. I believe in Craig Berube. I think that he's, of course, a proven coach, and I like some of the moves that Treliving has made, mostly to stabilize the defense better. But It just hasn't come together just yet. They've been playing better recently, though. Winners of, I think, 5 of their last 7, so that's pretty good. We got Ethan in the building. Hey there, man. Hey, how about that win against the Devils? You got to let me know your thoughts about that. Ethan, of course, a New York Islanders fan, and they're coming up. I mean, they're having a heck of a season themselves. Matthew Schaefer has been a revelation, and it's crazy. Somebody posted today. I mean, imagine if the Sharks had won the draft lottery this past year, because remember, they had the worst record. They ended up drafting Michael Misa second, but of course, the Islanders out of nowhere won and got Schaefer. So if you had Schaefer and Celebrini out there right now, the Sharks could they might even be leading their own division because Schaefer's playing well in both ends of the ice. So a lot of surprises so far this year, and thank God. I mean, I don't think there's been enough of a shakeup recently in the NHL. Let's go Islanders! Schaefer's on fire, absolutely. Is anybody else going to come close to him in Calder Trophy voting? I think maybe Jesper Wallstedt is probably the best case there. But yeah, the Islanders have been surprising. The Flyers have been surprising. Detroit, Anaheim was for a while there, but they've kind of tailed off. Seattle's starting to surprise me with the way they're playing right now, but they've been streaky throughout the season, both up and down. And of course, my San Jose Sharks, even Chicago. Chicago's not that far out of a playoff spot, even though they've been without Bedard for what seems like close to a month at this point. Hopefully he gets a chance to come back soon. My Sharks haven't played the Blackhawks yet, but the first time Bedard is able to play against Celebrini, because I don't even think they played against each other last year because Celebrini was injured, or maybe they played once. But I think it's the start of next month. We'll actually be live for the Sharks and the Blackhawks. And who knows, maybe that game will be meaningful for both teams. We got Ethan, member for 29 months. Can Cortana get a treat? Sure. I mean, we're a small, yeah. That works for me. You've been supporting the channel for all this time. Here, Cortana, ready? Fetch. Whoop. Good girl. Reaching the halfway point of the season, which team surprised me, but in a bad way? Toronto, definitely, but I imagined, I'm not surprised they took a step back. It's been a big step back, but I think they're starting to kind of put things together. I think right now, let me just go through the list here. I'd say probably the Golden Knights have been disappointing. They started the season really well, but they just haven't been the same with all the injuries they've been hit by. I think the Jets. It's got to be the Jets if I had to pick one team off the top of my head. Oh, big save by Vladar. Nicholas Waugh in front of the net and almost redirected that. He'll get another chance there, but good disruption by Nick Seeler. As someone who's sort of a Predators fan, they've surprised you this year with how well they've been doing lately. Yeah, they're right there in the playoff conversation. Just nobody wants fourth place in the division, so they're playing a little bit more like what I have expected last year. But yeah, if there's one team that's been the most disappointing, I think the Jets are probably the going away pick there. But you guys let me know if you think otherwise. All right, 4-3. The shots favor the Maple Leafs. Some quality chances. Backtracking is Rasmus Ristolainen. I forgot he's still in the NHL. He's a big dude, though. Don't want to get hit by him. And there will be a save there by Hildeby. Tiago says, Vegas put the bar so high for themselves, that is hard to surprise. Well, I mean, getting Mitch Marner, you think that would be a boost for them. And, I mean, Marner has performed. But, yeah, injuries are certainly part of it. And that's also, Aiden Hill's been injured for a lot of the season, too. So that can't help their case. Petrangelo's been out the whole year, but I figured that they would have, if anything, they would have been about the same versus last year. Perhaps even more deadly in the postseason, even though Marner doesn't have the greatest track record of scoring in the postseason. All right, this is now halfway through the game, not this beer. I'm nursing this thing. Steelers going to try to dump it into extend play here, but the Leafs able to get the clear. wonder if any of our folks on Instagram have tried leaving a comment. I don't think so, but apologies if I've neglected you. You are a very integral piece of the Twisted Wrister live stream experience. Maple Leafs attacking here at the top of the slot, working it to the circle where there's Knies and a save there by Vladar. And Philip Myers, former Flyer out there for Toronto. Knies, oh, and just putting it wide there. The Leafs, I don't see how they didn't score there. But they're applying lots of pressure. Here's Tavares. And now Matias Maccelli. Yeah, there are a lot of numbers out there I'm not as familiar with. Maccelli, of course, the former what? The former Utah? Sanheim now. I think he got named to Team Canada, right, guys? Well, he's going to get the clear, but Maple Leafs will dump it back in. We'll get some changes over the boards. Penguins goal, and they're playing, of course, the New Jersey Devils. Any preferences between Ole Miss and Miami? I'll extend that to the rest of the chat. I don't really follow college football that much. I'd like Ole Miss, though. I mean, they haven't won a national championship in I don't know how long. Actually, I last time Miami won one, I want to say it was like 2000 or 2001. That between that and the late 90s, Miami was probably a top 5 program, right? Zegras, and that gets knocked away. They'll center it, though, and a chance in front. The Flyers trying to bang it home, and a big save there by, I think Stolarz is actually back for the Maple Leafs, by the way. It's going to be a great year in the NHL playoffs, and hopefully the NFL playoffs for that matter, too. By the way, what was our poll at? Did we get some votes for that? Slight edge to the Maple Leafs for tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the NHL playoffs because we're going to see some matchups that we're not as familiar with, at least in the Eastern Conference. Western Conference might be more similar than we expect, like Stars versus Wild, for example. We saw that a couple years ago. We could end up seeing Edmonton and LA again. But lots of hockey left for these matchups to be determined here. And we'll hit a commercial break. No score so far, but hopefully that will change. We do have scores in a few other games. We got the Montreal Canadiens on top of the Florida Panthers by a score of 1-0. That goal, the 8th of the year for Noah Dobson. Penguins on top of the New Jersey Devils on a goal from former San Jose Shark Erik Karlsson. That's number 4 on the year for him. He's got lots of assists. Sabres on top of the Rangers right now, 1-0 on a goal from Josh Doan. He's been on a bit of a heater. That's his 14th of the year. And we have one other update here. Sean Kuraly for the Boston Bruins has opened the scoring in that game against the Calgary Flames. That's the 4th of the year for Sean Kuraly. Any dark horse picks for the playoffs? Will the Panthers win 3 in a row? I mean, if they get Barkov back, I can't have them getting knocked out any sooner than maybe the conference final. If they've got him on the ice and Kachuk, that's terrifying. Robbie, hey, what's up, man? Go Leafs, go. 5-4 in a shootout. Well, we got to see some goals here, man, because it's been tough sledding. I mean, both teams are strong on the puck against each other. But, yeah, any dark horse picks for the playoffs? Will the Panthers get 3 in a row? I would say that if I were to pick a dark horse right now, I like how the Flyers play. I almost think that they play kind of that playoff brand of hockey. It's not like super heavy, but it's very intense. So I would say that right now, maybe they are kind of a dark horse, in my opinion here. If I were to pick a team out west that's not one of the top 3 teams, or Vegas for that matter. So, like, I can't even say the Oilers would be a dark horse, but I'm not gonna say my Sharks. Maybe the Kraken, actually. The Kraken are not a team that does any one thing really correctly per se, but they've got some good options for goaltending. The goaltending's been better for them this year. Grubauer's actually playing pretty good, and they don't have a high powered offense per se, but you could get a goal from any of their four lines pretty easily. So I don't know, maybe the Kraken right now, they're going pretty well right now. So I want to give them a little bit of love at least. A shot from the point and almost through traffic there, but the Flyers are still going to hang on to this. And that's crazy, man. Like in less than a calendar year, we've had over 4,000 goals. Flyers are going to dump this all the way down, and Hildeby is going to scoop it over to Troy Stetcher. That's another newer Toronto Maple Leaf. Flyers exiting the zone. Smooth job there from Mishkov and Cam York trying to hand it over on the wing as the puck is now behind the Maple Leafs net, looking for something out in front, trying to deflect it off a skate, and covering it up there is Hildeby. Total point. So that means total goals since I think the start of last year's playoffs. How are we doing, Cortana? Here, Cortana, there hasn't been a goal so far, so we need to give you a treat. Here, hold on a second. Good girl. All right. 1, 2. Good catch, girl. I wonder if Inari could a beginning of this season. Okay. I wonder if my cat Inari wants to come say hi. Mrs. Kitty. Mrs. Kitty. Now Cortana wants to leave. That's funny. But Cortana will join us again pretty soon, I'm sure. I'll call her over for another treat. Yeah, that's right. I've got treats, you silly girl. Here, how about a little piece of jerky? Yeah, that's how she does it. Here. Hey, go. Yeah, Cortana knows a lot of words. I mean, dogs are so smart. I think they can, on average, learn like 250 different words, but I think she might even know more. It's amazing how sometimes I'll say something and it's usually my tone of voice. She knows that means she's going to get something or that we're going to go do something cool. Now she's just trying to find my little cup of goodies here for her. All right. Well, she's going to go leave us temporarily, but she'll be back. We'll do that. There we go. That's good. Hi. Well, aren't you going to go lie down? All right, so 5:51 left here in the first period. Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling how Auston Matthews is still not at a point per game, 34 points in 36 games. I'm sure that's going to improve over the course of the second half here, but I mean, his goal scoring pace for his career, his goal scoring pace is 52 per 82 games, and he's on pace right now for about 40. All right, Hildeby. And the Leafs are able to chip it out. No, kept in by Cam York, at least briefly. And Toronto, maybe something here. Here's Matthews. He shoots, and a nice save by Vladar. Puck's still behind the net, though. Getting absolutely hounded there. by Sanheim and kicked out of the zone by the Flyers. Zegras trying to get something going the other way, but good back check by Robertson. I can't believe we have 4,000 goals. Yeah, since the start of the year. I wonder how many games there have been. Well, I guess what? Every team's played over 40 games, and then you multiply that by 32 teams. So that's like, what is that? Like 12, that's like over 1,200 games, right? And every team averages about three per game, something like that. We're fans of mental math here on this channel. Nick Robertson, and into the zone come the Leafs. Now at midseason, who do I think will win the cup, and why is it the Penguins? It would be the Penguins because you've got. It would be the Penguins because finally it's more than just Sidney Crosby actually coming through for them. I like the play from a couple of the younger players out there. You'll have to tell me about McGroarty, but Kindle has certainly made a good impression. But Dan Muse absolutely should be in that conversation for Coach of the Year right now. Even if they don't make the playoffs, I mean, the Penguins were probably by a lot of people, they were expected to be a bottom 3 team in the NHL. It's crazy, and at the end of the regular season, you'll add all the shootout goals too. Yeah, how many shootout goals for the whole year? I mean, like how often does a game go to a shootout? Maybe 1 out of every 6 games or so, 7 games. Not a big fan of shootouts myself, though. Penalty shots, on the other hand, though, I do enjoy. All right, here come the Flyers. You're gonna dump it in just wide of Hildeby's glove. I'll go to work on the forecheck from behind the net. Up to the point. Noah Juulsen, and Hildeby getting a piece of that. Play goes on. Elite Myers battling behind the net, and Simone Benoit trying to get it clear here. Steered, but not cleared. Obels, yeah. Obels from, I think, Latvia. Hanging on to the puck there. And from the circle, Flyers hanging on. Leafs getting a little tired. York, and a save by Hildeby. A great backdoor play there for Cam York. Also, the Ducks scored. They're playing who? The Hurricanes? Is that right? Flyers still going to work, and a nice screen in front there from. So bad with Flyers players. I'm sorry. Flyers getting a good screen in front, but a good read from Hildeby off that shot from the point with 2:31 left in the period. Kindle's great. There's another guy I always forget the name that is good too. Yeah, great save by Hildeby off York. That's actually the name of the high school I went to. It was called York. Now Brandon Carlo retreating. Nice read along the wall by Cates. Michkov takes a check there from Riley. Keeps it out to the point. Behind the net is Cates. Flyers attacking the last couple shifts. A shot from the point. Oh, redirected and just off the outside of the net there with Michkov going to the crease. Another shot from Sealer and turned aside by Hildeby. As the Maple Leafs are under siege a little bit here. Flyers still hanging on. Ristolainen through some traffic, and now Sealer around the net where Michkov waits. He'll one-time it and a save by Hildeby, who's been quite busy, and he'll cover up here as the Flyers threaten late with, I think, their 8th or 9th shot of the period. And Flyers certainly threatening here in their home barn. Oh yeah, Grundstrom plays for that. I forgot about that. Former San Jose Shark and LA King, Carl Grundstrom. Face-off controlled by the Flyers. Here's York. And now Konechny fires it off the wall. Zegras will move it back to the point. Konechny one-times it, but was immediately blocked. However, we're going to get a slashing here, so the Flyers are going to close out this period on a power play. We've got $1:25 left in the first stanza. Philadelphia's power play, by the way, coming in third worst in the NHL, whereas Toronto's penalty kill is their biggest strength. Toronto's fourth in the NHL when they're down a man. So we'll see if Philadelphia can score here before the end of the period. Zegras popped off Gauthier. Hey, PG-13, good to have you here. I actually borrowed your Flyers and Maple Leafs goal horns. I've got them queued up in my little soundboard here. So if the Flyers score here, you're actually going to hear your work. So I appreciate that. But yeah, Gauthier really, not Gauthier, well, both of them, but Zegras against his old team really made them, yeah, of course, man. My pleasure. My pleasure. I got my sounds queued up, don't I? All right, Zegras carries it into the zone. Looking to backhand it toward the point there, but a nice read by the Toronto PK. So now York regrouping with the first 30 seconds gone by. 50 seconds left here in the first period. Barkey trying to dig it out from the corner. Really good work there by, it looks like, is that Yarncroke out there for the Maple Leafs? Do I have Panama loaded? Oh, I can't really do that because of copyright infringement. You might hear just like 2 seconds of it, but yeah. All right, well, the Maple Leafs PK has been superb so far. As Michkov gets stripped there, I can't see if that was Matthews, but 8 more seconds here in the period. The Flyers not really trying to hurry up. Ristolainen trying to feed it through the neutral zone, but good play by Benoit. And we get to the end of the first period here. The Philadelphia Flyers and Toronto Maple Leafs are tied, but the Flyers will have a little bit of power play time left. I'll be right back, guys. I will leave you with a trailer from one of our new videos on Chris Pronger, former Philadelphia Flyer. So I'll be right back, and we'll have some more fun hockey conversations and conversations about how pineapple is amazing. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. We'll do that, and I'll be right back. And I'll be right back.
He's also earned a reputation for being one of the dirtiest.
G. McCann and Doc is a senator, and Chris Pronger laid him out.
The way how he played was so evil. He used the stick like a weapon. He was just a dirty player.
I hope I never have to see him again. And if I see him out there, I might punch him.
In case you couldn't tell, Hall of Fame defenseman Chris Pronger is among the most hated players in NHL history. He was suspended 8 times throughout his career and carried one of the league's dirtiest and most villainous reputations. He knew how to do or say something that would drive you nuts, from stealing game pucks in the 2010 Stanley Cup Final, to fabricating how angry Oilers fans broke into his home and stole his furniture. And there was always that annoying shit-eating grin of his. But here's why you really hate him.
End-to-end. Green. By Pronger. Sent to the back by Torres, and it drives. Score! Chris Pronger! There's a big hit by Pronger, and that sent Carey into a helicopter spin. The Anaheim Ducks are the Stanley Cup champions.
Only a few defensemen, especially when we consider today's NHL, could dominate a game like Chris Pronger could. His hockey IQ and skill in all 3 zones paired perfectly with his punishing hits and his demanding, even occasionally abrasive leadership. He was a 4-time finalist for the Norris Trophy as the league's best defenseman, and the year he won that, he did something that only one other blue liner since World War II had achieved. He was traded 3 times in the 2000s, but each time he helped guide his team to the Stanley Cup Final. In this video, we'll explore the career and legacy of hockey's most hated Hall of Famer, from his underage partying days with the Whalers, to his rise to dominance with the St. Louis Blues, to his falling out with the Oilers, and of course, plenty of his most infamous moments.
All right, and that was from one of our most recent videos. It was a career video I made on Chris Pronger, hockey's most hated Hall of Famer. So go check that out. You can find a link to that in the video description. I should have put it as a pinned comment, but Chris Pronger, man, boy, oh boy, wherever he went, teams succeeded quite a bit. The St. Louis Blues won a President's Trophy with him. He was named captain. He won the Hart Trophy of the year. They won the President's Trophy. And then, oh, is that right, PG? That's interesting. I'll consider that for next time if I do another stream for the Maple Leafs. But, of course, after his time with St. Louis, he goes to Edmonton. And what do? They go to the Stanley Cup the 1 year he's there. He's, kind of close to the Norris Trophy conversation. Goes to Anaheim. Him and Scott Niedermayer are finalists for the Hart his first year there. They win the Stanley Cup. That team was not going down in the final at all. And then he goes to the Flyers, and they go on that magnificent run back in 2010, which was a lot of fun to follow. So really interesting career, and certainly one of the more hated well-known players out there in hockey. Who's at home? It's the Flyers. So I don't do this for every stream, but what I try to do is I wear a jersey or I wear something that is thematic with the team that hosts. So I've got my Philadelphia Flyers 2012 Winter Classic jersey on. Definitely got to be the best jersey they've ever worn. And I do have a Flyers hat, but it's a good excuse for me to wear more orange and black. But my favorite team in orange and black, the San Francisco Giants. So there you go. But I got my Maple Leafs 2018 Stadium Series jersey behind me here. I'm at home. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm at home too. Yeah, this is my little office here, my officina. Nice jersey, thank you. Actually, with the Islanders, I still have. Oh God, I think I have 4 Islanders jerseys. I have an old Tavares because those were dirt cheap. I strangely have a Reebok, or excuse me, was it? Well, I think it was Reebok, like the 2006 Reebok, or no, it's Coho. It's a white Rick DiPietro jersey. I kid you not, with fabric numbers. It's an on ice jersey too that somebody gifted me. I've got my Fisherman, and I've got. Do I have one more Islanders jersey? Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, I still have those. I'm talking about the teams. Yeah. Flyers are at home. Let's see. What else is going on in the National Hockey League? Ooh, we have a couple of score updates. So I'll take you through those briefly here. So I'll show you. Let's see here. Can I get my screen to share here? All right. So let's take a brief gander, if you will. We've got the Boston Bruins up on the Flames 2-0. Bruins are at the bottom of their division, but they're really not all that far behind in terms of the wild card race, albeit I wouldn't expect them to be in a playoff spot. Goals from Teemu Jake Muzzin, who is. Well, anyway, we've got Bruins up 2-0. Sean Corrali and Elias Lindholm, the goals for Boston. Got a good Atlantic Division showdown between the Montreal Canadiens and Florida Panthers. Oliver Kapanen, that's somebody who doesn't get talked about enough, but that's 15 on the year for him. And Noah Dobson scored the first goal. That's his 8th. Still kind of weird saying Noah Dobson is a Montreal Canadien. Also, the Detroit Red Wings get on the board against the Vancouver Canucks on a goal from Patrick Kane. That's just his 7th of the year. That kind of surprises me. I don't know if he's missed some time, but Patrick Kane has still been a pretty good asset for the Red Wings. Buffalo Sabres on top of the New York Rangers by a score of 1-0. Josh Doan stays pretty hot for them. We've got our game here, of course, and we also have the Penguins and Flyers, where Penguins and Devils. Flyers are not the Devils. Nobody wants to be the Devils right now. Erik Karlsson, the lone goal so far there for Pittsburgh. And our other game that's happening right now is between the Ducks and Hurricanes, as the Ducks they do need to start getting some wins because they've fallen back a lot in their division, and they're on top on a goal from Ryan Poehling, a 1-0 score over Carolina, the bunch of jerks. Hey, Vanessa, what's going on? Good evening to you. Lots of games happening in the NHL. That's not all of them. We've got the Golden Knights and the Blue Jackets. That's another team that needs to start putting some wins together. Well, both teams, for that matter. Wild and Kraken, don't sleep on this game. Kraken, 8 out of their last 9 they have won. And the Avalanche trying to snap a season-long 2-game losing streak in regulation. The border battle between South St. Paul and Simley. I have no idea where. I mean, I assume that's somewhere in Minnesota, but I've never heard of those two schools. But I guess they're probably pretty good hockey schools. So that's your look at what's happening around the NHL. And I'd like to give you a look of what Cortana is up to right now because I'm calling her over for a treat. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, why don't you just come on over here, girl? Why don't you say hi? Oh, good girl. Good girl. Thank you. And of course, you can always drop a super chat, and I will and that will go to the Cortana Treat Fund, if you will, and show your support for the channel. But of course, she'll be getting more treats as we get goals, if we get any goals in this game. Funnily enough, I'm wearing a bunch of jerk shirt. Oh no way! I have one. It's like a silhouette of Brent Burns, and like his missing teeth and everything, and it just says Burns like in the Canes font. I miss Burns with the Canes, but hey, if the Avalanche actually are as good as advertised, then Brent Burns could potentially have himself a Ray Bourque Stanley Cup moment. That would be very special, and I think that would solidify him as a Hall of Famer. But yeah, it seems like forever ago that we were calling the Hurricanes the bunch of jerks. That all started back in 2019 when they were doing when they started the storm surge. And Don Cherry is the one who called him that. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I miss all the boys you sent there. Yeah, it's so funny because we're talking about like Burns, Natchez, Drury. Like all those guys have actually worn a Whalers and a Nordiques jersey. We thought we'd never see something like that ever again. And speaking of, well, it's not really, it's newer Canes, I guess. But that game against the Stars was great when Stankoven scored by deking around Rantanen for the goal. So that was pretty great. Penguins will change the logo again, apparently. Really? You mean they're going to change their actual full-time logo? I like the scarf, but the actual logo looks more angry, and I like that. I need to hear more about this. I know that next year we're going to get a new jersey series, right? We're going to have a new series of jerseys for every team in the NHL. And I saw one post on X where they were listing the colors of all the new jerseys. Like the Penguins, I think, are going to have a navy colored jersey, which would be really cool because some people might not remember the Penguins actually wore two-tone blue when they first played as a franchise back in the late 60s and into the 70s. And I think it was like 1978 where they actually changed to black and athletic gold. So to see the Penguins back in those colors, I think would be great. That old looks for them are actually, I thought they were all right. I like the black and athletic gold more, but the two-tone blue, I am a sucker for that, to say the least. But yeah, when we come back here, the Flyers will still have some power play time, so that's good for them. But as we saw, Toronto's got a pretty impressive penalty kill. And the Flyers on the man advantage are the third worst team, unfortunately, for them. Vanessa's not a fan of the two-tone blue. Oh, man, there have been so many good looks over the years, though. I mean, we're talking about the Atlanta Thrashers powder blue, right? The Winnipeg Jets are technically two-tone blue. The St. Louis Blues were two-tone blue up until this year. The goal total, what's it at now? 4,278. I assume we'll probably get to 4,300. But the Penguins wore the 2008 Winter Classic. They had the powder blue with the navy blue accents. And then they flipped things around for the 2011 Winter Classic, wearing a navy blue jersey with a lot of baby blue stripes, which I thought looked pretty sharp as well. Who else has worn 210 blue? I know I'm missing a team out there. But least favorite team in the West, the Jets? Really? The Jets are. Is there a story behind that? I would think if it was a team not in Europe, well, if it were a Canadian team, I would think it would be the Oilers. Trevor, what's going on, man? Happy New Year for you. Holidays, low key, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. Didn't do a whole lot, but it's been fun. Actually, speaking of doing a lot, actually, that's really a bad transition. I went snowboarding today in my own backyard. I live on a hill, and so we got like 5 or 6 inches between yesterday and this morning, and so I actually got to snowboard in my own yard. It was pretty fun. Hope your holidays were good. Hope you've been able to watch some hurricanes, and I appreciate you, of course, hanging out here. Oh, during the playoffs last year, there were 534 goals in 86 games, so averaging to 6.2 a game. That's actually a little bit higher than I would have expected. I figured it would have been under 6, probably about like 5.85. Hi, Cortana. Hellebuck does look mean. He's a very humble gentleman, but I would want somebody like that on my team. I saw him at the NHL awards, and did you actually see him in person? Because I know that they hold those awards in Vegas. Hey, Cortana, treat. There we go. Now we got Cortana where we want her. Good girl. Here, how about another one for that matter? We haven't had any goals to celebrate, so we need to reward you for being a good girl. There we go. Oh, you were an usher for the awards? That's cool. Speaking of awards, I was talking about earlier how if I were to give out a Coach of the Year right now, I would give it to Rick Tocchet for the Flyers. If I were to award the Hart Trophy, well, I don't think I should be able to do that because my bias would be kicking in. But, I mean, everybody's talking about it. There should be a case for Macklin Celebrini. If the Sharks miraculously get into the playoffs, he should most definitely be a Hart Trophy finalist and maybe even win the award. Vezina Trophy, I don't know if I could be too decisive about that because Vasilevsky's been playing very, very well. Choose a goaltender for the Minnesota Wild. You could choose either guy, and you might have a case. But Gustafsson's been fantastic. Even Shesterkin's been playing very well. Sorokin should get consideration. There's going to be a lot of good potential picks for that. Derek, what's going on, man? Hello to you. And Happy New Year. I haven't said that enough to our viewers here because this is our first stream of 2026. So hope the new year is off to a great start for you guys. And pretty soon here, we'll hit the ice for the second period where the Flyers will start on the man advantage. Here, Cortana. I got lots of treats for Cortana still, so we can. There we go. Good catch. Well, good snare. You kind of snared that. I'm actually going to tilt the camera a little bit so we can see Cortana better. So just hold up one sec. that good? Yeah, there we go. That's good. Oh. Don't move, girl. What are we doing? I love the Flyers 2012 Winter Classic jersey. It's your favorite in their collection. Yeah, same here. It's fantastic with the cream white. Yeah, for my hat here, this is my San Francisco Giants, and as some of you might know, the Giants for their home games they wear cream, and that color combination is I think pretty great. I actually wish one of the Sedin twins congratulations on the long season. Yeah, that's so cool. I thought for a second there, I'm like, wait, they were playing, but yeah, the Sedin twins. That would have been like one of their last 3 or 4 seasons, probably, or maybe even I don't know. But yeah, they were still doing it. The Hockey Hall of Famers, the Sedin twins. All right, here we go. We're just about to drop the puck here with the second period, and we'll see if the Flyers can at least establish the zone with the man advantage. 2016-17. Okay, cool. You have to go now. Go Leafs. Go. Have a good night, everyone. All right, Blitzcat. Thank you so much for hanging with us. We'll see you for another one. Excuse me. Oh. All right. We'll get the face off here. Controlled by Philadelphia, but they're going to have to backtrack all the way down behind their net. And they have 30 seconds of power play time carrying over. 2017-18. Oh, that was the year the Knights, of course, went to the final their first year. So that must have been very special being around there that time of year. So 2017-18, that meant the Hart Trophy winner was Taylor Hall, if I'm correct, who put the Devils on his back and had just a magical year getting them into the playoffs, which was kind of a one-off for them. I do kind of recall that. Power play has expired here. So here comes Philadelphia. And, Alex Ovechkin, of course, if you're going to lose the Stanley Cup in your first year, you might as well lose it to a legend, right? Oh, they score. Konechny gets on the board. And we have our freaking first goal of the game. And we have the Flyers goal horn. Travis Konechny makes it 1-0 Philadelphia. Beautiful shot. Cortana, you need a goal treat. Treat. You can get a treat. Is American hero Auston Matthews playing well, Jake? You get Cortana, get a treat. Oh my goodness. What a good girl. I think Matthews has been I don't want to say quiet. He just hasn't been, he hasn't been flashing so much. Malcolm Subban was the backup to Flower. Not to mention, you even had Oscar Dansk performing, which is so funny because I think he's Swedish, but his last name literally means Danish. That's a deep cut there, Oscar Dansk. Or Oscar Lindbergh, for that matter. I think he was an expansion draft guy. Derek Englund, I remember him. And who else? My favorite on the team, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who we will see in the Winter Olympics for his country, France. All right, here's Matthews and Barkey, able to pick that off. Flyers can get a change here. Matthews has been scoring a little bit more, but I ended up twinning. You mean like same outfit? Michkov. He pulls up at the circle. He shoots, and it looked like it went off Cates there. Still behind the net. Carlo gets stripped. Michkov almost. Good shift from him. And now Michelli's going to steer this all the way into the Philadelphia corner. I see now. And the Flyers are able to get it cleared all the way down. Where Ekman Larson, the former Florida Panther, get things going the other way. Robertson a chance. He shoots in just wide of the pad of Vladar. Good shot there from Robertson. As the Leafs almost catching the Flyers by surprise in transition. But working into the slot, a shot and just wide of Vladar's glove. So Toronto may be waking up here. Good interception there and cleared by the Flyers. First 3 minutes gone by here in the second period. What a great year that was. It was magical, man. I mean, even as a Sharks fan, as bitter as I am, you can't write a better story. You know, if they won the Stanley Cup that year, that would have. I mean, there has never been anything like that that's happened in the major sports. Oh, the Flyers threatening. They're on the doorstep in front of the crease. Oh my gosh, Hildeby sprawled out. And they finally blow the whistle. I can't wait to watch the Battle of the Brothers during the Predators and Islanders game. Oh, shoot. What brothers is that? Islanders and Predators. I'm like, okay, we know the Kachucks. We know the Shens, right? The year the Sharks kicked you out of the playoffs. Well, that was the next year. That was 2019. Because you guys beat us in 2018. William Karlsson. God. Never have I been so mad at somebody who I've never heard of before. He was unbelievable that year, regular season and also playoffs, scoring over 40 goals in the regular season. Yeah, Predators and Islanders game. What brothers? Evander Kane. Reed and Matthew Schaefer. Oh, I didn't know that Reed Schaefer was his brother. That shows you how much I know. Well, Maple Leafs are dominating the faceoffs. So glad he's gone. He's on Vancouver now. So he's still in the division. He's been in the division since like 2018, 2017 or something. Yeah. Flyers here, a chance in transition. Oh my goodness. Zegras had a yawning cage, but a good back check there from 18 and White. About 4 minutes gone by here. Philadelphia, by the way, leading in shots by a factor of 9-6. Ryan Reeves, yeah, Reeves was a knight back then. I could not stand him, but we get it now. The Sharks fans, we get it, and we really like Reeves quite a bit. The Hulk of the NHL. I mean, shoot, after watching Reeves fight Matthew Olivier last night, I would think maybe something different. Scott says the Leafs look awful. Not very sharp. Not right now. The Flyers look like the much hungrier team. But got to credit the Maple Leafs for their stellar penalty kill. Hildeby's doing everything and then some. That's for sure. Hey, we got a Flyers fan in the building. It's Sports Geeks hanging out with us. Good evening to you. Really great shot there from Konechny on the goal. You don't want to make him mad. Well, yeah. So you don't want to pick on a star player for the team that he's on. Yeah, it was Konechny's goal. Unless it got tipped, but I think it went straight in. Looked like a top corner shot to me. Yeah, Konechny's goal, by the way, his 14th of the year, assisted by Dvorak and Ristolainen. Leafs letting Philly walk in. Looks like that this period. All right, we'll get a face-off down in the Philly zone, controlled by York. And now Sanheim in the neutral zone will hit it around the Toronto net. Tippett jumping in. Funnel back to the point. Sanheim. Oh, he had an open opportunity there, but he decided to pass. Tippett into the slot where Couturier is, but a good read there by Man, there are a lot of players whose names I don't know, but good defensive read, whoever that was, 28 in white. That's Stetcher, Troy Stetcher. I mean, shoot. I didn't even know that guy was still in the NHL. And Reeves' mask comes off here. Or not Reeves. I looked at your comment, Vanessa. Vladar's mask came off there, so we'll get a stoppage with 14:35 left here in the second period. Let's say I would be shaking like a leaf if you had to interact with Ryan Reeves. Or Nick Delorier, for that matter. Jalen Chatfield is playing his 300th game tonight. He's also plus 58 for his career. I guess that doesn't surprise me too much. That was a really good find by, I guess that would have been Waddell back in the day there. But Chatfield's been a really good value for the Carolina Hurricanes. And since when does Reeves play goalie? I mean, just put his body in front of the net. That could do the job for a little bit. And now the Flyers coming ahead. They get into the Maple Leafs zone. Good play there as Robertson will try to get this out of the zone. But knocked down there by Carlo, but picking it up there was, man, I'm really bad with the player names. The Flyers are able to dump it in. They'll get a change, and Hildeby will try to settle this for his defenseman. But the Leafs turn it over. That was kind of a careless play there, I got to be honest. Hey, Cortana, you should come back here. Maple Leafs will regroup. Trying to dump it into the zone, but the Flyers backhand it out. And McMahon works it around the Toronto net. Zegras now. 2 goals in the last game. McMahon, almost got it away from him. And now chipped in by Dvorak, but actually that might have been off the ref or off the linesman. So McMahon takes it the other way. Looking for Matthews, but the pass is behind him. Matthews. Now into the corner. Sanheim's right there. Domi. And now off of Zegras. Flyers might have numbers coming the other way. To get into the zone with some speed. Konechny. And he had Zegras there, but the pass didn't connect. Flyers, they're going to have to defend a 2-on-1 here. Chance for Domi and a bobbling puck that he couldn't quite corral. And Michelli trying to get to this puck. Knocked away by Sanheim. Back to Tavares, and he'll ramp that off of Cam York. We'll get a stoppage in play here. We got a commercial break. I'll be right back, guys. I just got to pee, okay? So in the name of Tom Grossi, P for the D. I'll be right back. Here, I'll play a trailer from another video. If I can find it. Oh yeah, here we go.
The Edmonton Oilers of the 1980s are considered one of the greatest dynasties not only in the history of the NHL, but in all of sports. From 1984 to 90, they captured 5 Stanley Cups and produced several of the game's most elite players. Gretzky, Messier, Coffey, Curry, Fuhr. But consider this, they started one of the most dominant runs in sports in just their 5th NHL season. They hacked the draft to find superstars past the first round. Their coach, general manager, and president, all rolled up into one, knew that with this group, the best defense would be an unstoppable offense. They couldn't care less about a ruthless forecheck or defensive structure, instead modeling their game with fluid puck movement and insane degrees of offensive aggression, even on the penalty kill. Many expansion teams from that era failed to build sustained success, but the Oilers, they were pioneers of a new era that dumbfounded defenses for a decade and made the league bend to their will. In this video, we'll explore the origins of the NHL's last dynasty, as defined by the Hockey Hall of Fame, the rival league that spawned the next wave of NHL expansion, the drafting and cultivation of unfathomable potential, and what a team led by kids barely in their 20s had to do to climb hockey's tallest mountain. This is Edmonton Oilers, Seeds of the Dynasty.
And that was from a video that I made a couple months ago on the Edmonton Oilers dynasty of the 1980s. Definitely check it out. It's just basically about how they built that championship team and, of course, rode their successes in 1984 to winning 5 Stanley Cups in just a 7-year period. Gretzky, legendary player, terrible coach. He wasn't the greatest, certainly not. But I don't really think that there was anybody who could make a contender out of the Arizona Coyotes, unless you want to say Dave Tippett. Who's on the back of the jersey? It's Scott Lawton. It's a Scott Lawton jersey. It's a 49. I got this from Full Moon Jerseys on eBay. Yeah, you should, Tiago. Thank you. All right. And we get a whistle here. 12:06 left. Shots, by the way, 9-8 in favor of the Flyers. But no power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs just yet. Not that that's going to help them so much. They're a good team scoring at even strength, but their power play has struggled for much of this year. Oh, really? You have a Funko Pop Gretzky figure. That's cool. Former St. Louis Blue Wayne Gretzky. There we go. Do I think the Coyotes are going to come back? My thought is it might take a little bit more time because it seems like the NHL is kind of hell-bent, I think, probably on Atlanta first. But maybe they'll do 2 franchises at the same time. I'll tell you what I do, man. 2 franchises at the same time, man. I want the black Flyers jersey back. Yeah, that'd be nice to see that return. I mean, I think that what they wear now is fine. Like, but that alternate would be kind of cool. Like are you talking about the black one from like the Lindros era or the more recent black one? You have a Funko of Bernsey. Nice. JJ Watt wore 99 in Wayne Gretzky's honor. Yeah, JJ Watt, huge hockey fan he is. Oops, sorry about that. I accidentally kicked over Cortana's camera, but she's not even there right now. Penguins now up 2-0. Any black Flyers jersey. This is my favorite one, of course, but I wouldn't mind seeing kind of that one from the Lindros era again. Then again, they were wearing black before. No, they didn't wear black at all during the 80s. It was later in the 90s, I think. All right, Maple Leafs coming in harder. You got it in the corner. We just have a scrum here along the boards. Leafs trying to chip it in. Flyers are bringing a lot of numbers here in support. I didn't know that was the reason he wore 99. Oh, like he actually chose. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. But that's crazy. Yeah, he's a big hockey guy. We've got a penalty to Emil Andre for the Flyers. So the Maple Leafs, who come in with only the 25th ranked power play, but it's been a little bit better as of late. Well, Toronto's going to be on the power play, so we'll see if they can equalize here. Atlanta will get a team before the cities that deserve a team get a team. Atlanta would get its 3rd team, 3rd NHL franchise. Houston, of course, they're in the mix. He played hockey in Wisconsin, but a lower body injury kept him out of the NHL. But the way he sacked the opposing quarterbacks was worth it. Just with the kind of scouting report on him, it didn't even seem to me that he was a hockey player coming into the NFL. And he, of course, put together a Hall of Fame career, a little bit stunted by injuries, but he was the most dominant defensive player during his time, pretty much. All right, Leafs have this at the point, worked around to the half boards from Michelli. We'll float it back to Ekman Larson. Matthews out there, of course. Nice disruption there as the Flyers are able to deflect a pass out of the zone. The Maple Leafs have 50 seconds left on this power play. Michelli trying to float it into the slot there, but nothing but orange sticks or orange jerseys and sticks. Yeah, Sanheim thought he drew a penalty, and we get a whistle. I don't know if it's to call a penalty, but there was definitely some contact there in the corner that might have warranted an infraction being ruled. I know it's an off-topic question, but after seeing the Oilers video trailer, I got wondering why Gretzky never won a cup in LA. Well, he definitely had the talent around him, but just on the surface, right? Was there a Messier caliber of player behind him in the lineup? Not quite. You had, of course, Luc Robitaille. Did he play with Bernie Nichols at one point? Gretzky, he might have. I can't remember. They didn't have Rob Blake just yet, I don't think. Or if they did, he was really young. But just when you look at superstar talent, I mean, those Kings didn't have anywhere near what you had with the Oilers, where you had 5 future Hall of Famers on the same lineup. Domi's going to hand this back to Ekman Larson. 10 seconds left on this power play, by the way. Looking in front, Vladar able to get an initial save, and we get a whistle even though he didn't cover it up. I believe in a world where Atlanta and Quebec have teams. I don't think Quebec will ever have a team again, unfortunately. But I would support that very much. Tom Glavine got drafted by the Atlanta Braves and the LA Kings within a year. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Didn't Kyler Murray? Yeah, Kyler Murray was a highly touted MLB draft pick too. I don't even know what position Tom Glavine played. But he's a Hall of Famer. I was worried about every time the Texans played the Packers because JJ Watt breaking Aaron's rib. No, that was just Anthony Barr. Riley hands it off. He shoots. Good block in front. Who was that for the Flyers? And Toronto, I think, had maybe one shot on that power play. It's the Flyers PK, which, again, they're not particularly great at anything, but it looks good tonight. There's a picture of him with the Tom Glavine, yeah. Or Kyler Murray with the A's. Yeah, I've seen that before. I think you kind of walked into that one, Vanessa. You don't mess with the Watts. Yeah, turned down for Watts. But there's a delayed call to the Flyers as the Maple Leafs are holding the zone. Tavares in the corner. And now Sanheim getting a stick on it. He cannot be the most happy player out there right now. So Toronto's going to get a power play. I think we're going to get a commercial first. And we'll see if the Maple Leafs, with their second man advantage, can get this game tied up. All right, so commercial break. Mark Jankowski. Interesting. All right. Does what's everybody's or if anybody's following it? I'm sure we have some people who are. What's everybody's Super Bowl prediction? So right now, what, the Seahawks and the Broncos? Are we going to get a rematch of 2013? God, I hope not. At least I don't want a Super Bowl like that ever again. I don't know, man. You know who I'm going for? I should be going kind of for the 49ers, but I don't know. They've already been to the Super Bowl over the last few years, right? I'm kind of pulling for another team in teal. I'm kind of pulling for Duval and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Eagles, Bills. I could maybe see the Eagles. I don't see the Bills, man. They might get knocked out in the first round. Whoever wins between the Jags and Bills, I'll cheer for them the rest of the way. The Panthers and the Patriots. Panthers, man. Kudos for them getting back to the postseason, but I can't see a world where they're in the Super Bowl. But hey, my Super Bowl prediction was Ravens over Lions, so that's what does that tell you, right? Toronto is just waiting for the three time to make 2 goals and win the game. Oh, the third period. Broncos versus Seahawks. Broncos win 28-20. I don't know who I'd want to win that though, because I don't care for Sean Payton, but I don't. It's funny because I don't really care for the Seahawks either. But they've got Sam Darnold, former Vikings quarterback. I'd be happy. I'd be super happy for him. I'd be a little bit depressed that we let him walk, but he's earned it, man. I've actually got a football that's, or not a football. I've got a helmet that's actually signed by Darnold. All right, so Leafs to the man advantage. Yeah, good. I kept the power play thing on there. Yeah, Matthews not too long ago became the all-time goal-scoring leader in Toronto Maple Leafs history. And I think he's still only 27 years old with over 420 goals. Riley will start at the point here. Michelli trying to hand it down to Matthews. He'll work his way along the boards. Send it over around the horn it goes. Some catch here on the perimeter. Michelli cross ice and ramped off the stick of York. And York's having himself a really good period so far. You know the Broncos punter. I think, didn't you mention that? I don't know. Somebody said something like that recently. Sick of the Flyers playing undisciplined hockey. Well, the penalty kill looks any bit like it did the first go around. They'll be just fine. But here's nice. Into the slot. Matthews was there, but just kind of dribbled off his stick. Riley. And now Michelli. Back to the point. Riley's got Michelli. He'll look cross ice and off the stick there of Grundstrom. Loose puck, but Nyes is the first one there. And now it's a Riley. So I think technically Vladar might have steered one of those shots away. And in front, but a bunch of orange jerseys. Flyers able to get it clear, but they still have everybody out there. It's the second period, so they have the long change. Only one guy able to change there. That's Grundstrom. Florida Gator, Jeremy Crawshaw. Okay. The same draft with Tom Glavine. Wow. Same draft as Brett Hull and Luke Robitaille. Now, technically, those guys were actually teammates, right, on the Red Wings? A chance. Oh, and just wide of the net there on the bid from McMahon. And the power play expires. Ekman Larson and Vladar getting a piece of that one. Ekman Larson, he'll shoot, and a diving block there by 19 in orange. Flyers coming the other way. They've got numbers. Here comes Konechny, the goal scorer for Philly. He'll pull up, he'll shoot, and a good block there from Domi. Play goes on. Steered around the net. Handed back to Tippett, and he'll shoot. Easy save there from Hildeby. He'll cover up, and the Flyers are now 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. We got another Ethan hanging out with us. Hey, thank you for joining us. And happy 2026 to you. We stay 1-0 home team. We'll take a look at some other scores, but to quickly read them off, Bruins over the Flames 3-0. Red Wings over the Canucks 3-1. Also 3-1, Canadiens lead the Panthers. 2-0 Sabres over the Rangers. 2-0 Penguins over the Devils. 2-1 Ducks over the Hurricanes. And a couple other games that are underway right now. Jets have a 1-0 lead over the Oilers. 0-0 between the Preds and Islanders, and we have 3 other games happening or dropping the puck later in the evening. Hope you guys are having a good time with us. Please do leave a like if you can. We're at a commercial break right now. Never a bad time to leave a thumbs up if you'd be so kind. Actually, I can show you my screen right now, so you can take a look at who's got the goals tonight. All right, we've got, like I said, 3-0 Bruins over the Flames. Lohrei, Lindholm, Kuraly, the 3 goals for Boston as they try to still stay kind of alive in the playoff picture. It's not over yet for them. Sam Bennett has the lone goal for the Florida Panthers. They trail the Canadiens 3-1. Oliver Kapanen, Noah Dobson, and Alex Texier, the Frenchman, getting on the board for Montreal. And it's so nice to see Texier still playing in the NHL. He's had his battles off the ice, but he's I think it's a hell of a job by him to get things right and continue his career. 3-1 Canucks over the Red Wings over the Canucks. Who were kidding? Canucks aren't up 3-1. JT straight out of Comfer, in addition to Axel Sandin Pelika, that's his 5th of his career, and Patrick Kane have the goals for Detroit. Lone goal for Jake DeBrusk on the power play. He's been a power play merchant for Vancouver. And we've got some other score updates here. Cortana keeps complaining, probably because I'm paying attention to you and not her. As she's grunting and groaning. Cortana, you need a treat, girl. Here, I'm going to get Cortana a treat. Just one sec. Here, girl, I'm going to get a treat. Come on. Treat. Come here. All right. Let's get Cortana a treat. Hi. Thank you, girl. Here, come on over. I'll give you another one. Here, go lie down. Lie down. Down. Oh, wait, whoops. Wait, there she is. There we go. Cortana's back. Smash the like for Cortana. Here we go. Ready, girl? Treat. That's a good girl. All right. All right. Flyers, a shot from the point. Hildeby able to easily make that save. Good job by Benoit holding off the Flyers attacker from getting net front presence there. I should make a video about teams that don't exist. Like if Alaska had a hockey team, what would be its name? I actually made something like that. That was one of my first videos that I made on the channel. It'd be kind of cool to sort of play with that idea of Alaska. Like what would it take for Alaska to get a team, or, the best players from Alaska? I probably won't do it, but never say never. Because people in Alaska really do like their hockey. God, how long of a flight would that be? From Anchorage, Alaska to, let's say, Sao Paulo in Brazil. It would probably take about 2 days to get there, I would think. Very long flight. I wonder where Anchorage flies to. Anchorage flies to Seattle, probably. That's the most common flight. Big save there by Vladar. Flyers will come the other way. McMahon. Maple Leafs getting the clear here. And Riley will chip this in behind the Flyers net. York. Wow, able to slap that very seamlessly along the boards and out of the zone. Konechny's going to give chase here in the corner. And the ref actually fell to the ice there. I hope he's okay. Getting up slowly there. Sao Paulo did have a hockey team for 2 years. Oh, really? Must be a little challenging to maintain ice over there. You could have a professional roller hockey league, though. All right, we're down to under 4 to play in the period. Just 1 goal tonight off the stick of Travis Konechny. Vladar's been very sharp. Hildeby's looked great. Not much he can do on that Philadelphia goal. Logan Stankoven ties it up for the Hurricanes. I like seeing that. Somebody I've gotten to see in person when he played for Kamloops in the WHL. Speaking of WHL, Spokane Chief Mathis Preston is projected to be potentially a top 10 pick in this year's draft. And maybe my Sharks will have a chance at drafting him. I wouldn't mind that so much. Another Spokane Chief got his first 2 NHL goals recently, and that was Berkeley Catton, who was drafted, I think, 8th overall, of course, by the Kraken in 2 years ago. So congratulations to Berkeley. He is beloved here in the Lilac City. Tavares is going to just hang on to this behind his net. 12-11, so pretty low. Like, this is a very low event game for the most part. I feel like good goaltending, good penalty killing. This has been your game. Flyers able to clear this onto the wing. Carlo, that puck goes behind the Maple Leafs net. Easton Cowan settling things down for the Maple Leafs. They'll just dump this down into the corner, giving chases Robertson. He'll lay a hit on Emile Andre. The Flyers will come up with it. 2 minutes left here in the second period. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live here on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, when the San Jose Sharks will take on the Dallas Stars for the final time this regular season. We'll see if the Sharks can win their 6th out of their last 7 games. And if Macklin Celebrini is going to be a factor in that, you would think that probably that's going to be the case. So I hope you guys can tune in for that. And, of course, we'll have other streams throughout the year. I've got to make some more videos, but work's been a little busy this week. We'll most definitely be there. I like seeing that. I will be clad in teal, if not black, for the Stars' funeral. We also have a members stream on Saturday. We're playing Guess the Jersey, where I give cryptic photos of NHL jerseys, and our members try to guess that. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can just tap join down below or from the Twisted Wrister Hockey homepage. I'm just trying to fill some space here. We've got a small but very friendly members community, fans of many, many different teams out there. So you can play Guess the Jersey with us on Saturday if you like. Dude, I can give out memberships too. I just haven't figured out how to do that. More excited for the Knights game. Dean in our Discord, who, Dean's from Nevada, he tried to get me to go live for that. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. We gotta actually be able to beat the Golden Knights as a proof point before I ever want to go live for when those two teams play. Because I don't want to be all salty when we lose, 6-1 against them. But it'd be nice if we actually got a dub against them. I'll say that. Besides, the other thing is that Vegas is a blackout market for me, so I have to find a bootleg stream, and doing that and a live stream at the same time, sometimes they don't go very well together because, sometimes you end up having to find another different game stream out there. So I'm kind of glad I didn't choose that game for that reason. All right, Michelli, one-timer and off a couple sticks. Zegras trying to get this clear, but Riley's going to pinch back in. Tavares works it out to Carlo. Shot from the point, and a pad save there from Vladar. Who knows, Sports Geeks? Maybe we'll play it at some point, though, on a live stream. We've done it at intermission during a game stream here, so that's a possibility. Leafs, a slap shot that Vladar. Oh, that he didn't get a piece of that, but he would have saved that off of Riley. Leafs threatening late here, 15 seconds left in the period. And the Flyers are going to lift this clear. It's going to bobble all the way down toward the goal line, but not quite for icing. Maple Leafs will head into the dressing room, trailing just 1-0. But what is it going to take to solve Dan Vladar and penetrate the Flyers' defense? We shall see here in period number 3, but we have reached second intermission. There we go. I think Mitch Marner not being on the Leafs has made a bigger impact than I thought. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we can easily say that his loss has been tough for them. The crazy thing, though, for Toronto is if you look at one aspect of their game that has been weak, it's the power play. And Marner has always been useful on the power play for them, albeit you would think that with Matthews and Tavares and Nylander that they would be just fine. But maybe they need a little bit more punch from their defense. Jalen Chatfield, we got a chatty goal. And the Hurricanes are on top 3-2. Good. Keep beating the Ducks. I need Anaheim to fall so that my Sharks can create some separation from them. It's just crazy, man. My Sharks. I thought we'd be last in the NHL. At best, I thought the Sharks would be a bottom 5 team. And here they are. They are in a playoff spot. It's bonkers, man. All right. Well, we can take a look at standings and scores. I'm going to be right back, actually, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to, I don't know if I'll use the restroom, but I'm going to just chat with Mrs. Twister for just 1 second. I've got another video trailer, though. At least I thought I did. Oh, I got my old Mac Cook one. Here we go. I'll throw this on.
Even today, hockey remains a physical and inevitably violent sport. And while many of the game's legends have at times blurred the line between physicality and intent to injure, others have made a career of it. Wilson, Marchand, Perry, Trouba, some would say half the Florida Panthers. But who did it the worst? I asked you in our community tab who you thought was the dirtiest player in the salary cap era. That's key here. And one name stood above the rest, Matt Cook.
Is he a dirty player?
He's got a history. There's no question about it.
This guy deliberately tries to hurt people.
There was absolutely no respect.
I have no excuse for Matt Cook doing this.
What I am on the ice is a persona that has enabled me to stay in the league for 13 years. It's not who I am, and it's not what makes me. It's just something I have to do to stay in the NHL. For 16 years, he built a reputation among players, league executives, and the media as the quintessential gutless, backstabbing little well, no, I'll save that for later. At his peak, he altered the course of the NHL's rules and disciplinary measures, and you won't believe what he got away with, too. But was that all to Cook's game? Was he ever able to change? And heck, did he even want to change? That's all coming up next, right here on Twisted Wrister Hockey.
Okay, I'm back. I forgot about something, though. I have very little left of my beer, so I kind of need another beer. I might actually ask my lady to get me one, but or I might just jump up. The kitchen's really close. What would I drink, though? I mean, I could drink another pale ale or IPA. She's looking at me now. Another beer? Probably just one of those green hazy IPAs, please. Apparently Sao Paulo didn't have just one, but 12 hockey teams. Your state does have it too. Oh, cool. So I think I'll become the Brazilian Crosby any day now. Yeah, you should play for them. I should upload the trailers to YouTube. I did. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, dear. I love you. You're wonderful. She's the best. I did that for the Matt Cook one. Doesn't really get many views. It's kind of weird. You have to kind of choose if you want to be a shorts channel or like a long form video channel like mine is. But I thought about it. It's just like it's just another editing project for me. So I just haven't done it. Okay. Let's see here. We could probably, I don't know, click into some standings. I do leave the standings actually here. You can check it out. You've got the NHL standings right here in the what do they call it? The Chiron. I call it a ticker. But yeah, we've got lots of games that have been happening this evening. There we go. So now the Sabres have expanded their lead kind of 3-1. So goals from Zucker, Tuck, Friar Tuck, as I like to call him, and Josh Doan, Mika Zibanejad has his 16th of the season. Boy, the Rangers just stuck in neutral, huh? Malkin scores. Okay, so we'll have to see if this updates here. I see Malkin. I'm like, no, he played last night because I'm thinking about Macklin. 4-1 Bruins now, so they're kind of pulling away. Casey Middlestat getting a goal. Connor Zary scoring the lone goal for the Calgary Flames. Yeah, so 3-2 Hurricanes. They already look at that. They're out shooting the Ducks by 25-9. Yoey. Jets. Toward the end of the first period, they've opened up a can of whoop ass on the Oilers. Morrissey, Pearson, and Kyle Connor on the board there. But yeah, why don't we take a look at the standings? Standings are fun. We got to do it like this, though, because points percentage is a better reflection of how a team is playing than total points, because points percentage actually is a ratio. Total points does not factor games played. Although here, yeah, because like you have some teams like the Red Wings, they're 6 points up on the Sabres, but they've played 3 more games. So like if the Sabres won all 3 games, guess what? They'd be tied with the Red Wings. So the top 3, you do see a little bit of separation there. Tampa Bay coming in winning 8 in a row. They were a really good regular season team last year, but we saw when push came to shove. Granted, getting the Florida Panthers as a draw is not particularly easy when you have to eliminate them in the first round. But they've been sizzling, and now they have the top record in the Eastern Conference. Canadiens in second. I didn't think they'd finish that high. I thought maybe even they'd fall out of the playoffs this year, but no. They're 7-1-2 in their last 10, so they're looking sharp. Detroit, I love it. I love seeing it. The Red Wings haven't been in the playoffs in the last 9 years, so it looks like their fortunes are going to be changed. I was decently high on them going into this year, but not quite that high, I would say. Buffalo would actually be, technically, if we're looking at points percentage, the Buffalo Sabres right now are wild card number 2, so they would face the Lightning in the first round. Florida, only 1 point behind. Really, that's a very close race there. Toronto very much in the mix as well. But you do see a little bit of a tailing off here for the Senators and the Sabres. Senators were in the playoffs last year. Don't forget. Metropolitan Division, Carolina's got the top spot. They've been out in front the whole year for the most part. Philadelphia is in second. And a win tonight would, of course, better their chances of getting to the front of the class there. The Islanders have, of course, had a really nice season so far. They're in action tonight against the Predators. Pittsburgh, look at that. Pittsburgh, who is up 3-0 now on the Devils, who are just in an absolute tailspin. Well, Pittsburgh is right now, if the playoffs started today, the Penguins would be the first wild card. So we'd get Carolina versus Pittsburgh. I think that would actually be a pretty good matchup. We'd have Philadelphia versus New York, 2 teams who have definitely caught me by surprise this year. So looking at teams that were in the playoffs last year, Washington would be out, the Devils would be out, and the Senators and the Maple Leafs would be out, and so would the Panthers. So we're talking about 5 teams that weren't in the postseason last year would be in it. Who had that on their bingo card? I sure as hell did not. And out west, we've got the Colorado Avalanche, of course. They should still run away with the Western Conference. Dallas and Minnesota jockeying a little bit for second there. Both teams have kind of flatlined, or not flatlined. They've kind of stalled. They've been in neutral, I guess, if you want to use cliches, as of late. But I still think, even if the Avalanche have been as successful as they've been, who would I pick to win the Stanley Cup? I'm still going to stick with my preseason prediction for now, and that would be the Dallas Stars. I think they're top to bottom the most complete roster in hockey. And then after that, there's a huge fall off, as you can see there. The Mammoth started the season really nicely. The Blackhawks, they've been in the playoff conversation for a good chunk of the year as well. We'll see if getting Connor Bedard betters their chances of securing a wild card spot because nobody is getting a top 3 spot in that division at all. Pacific Division is kind of up for grabs right now. Golden Knights, 48 points in 41 games, so they're at +7. Seattle Kraken, 47 points in 41 games as the hottest team in hockey right now. Well, that's not the Buffalo Sabres. Are the Kraken going to maintain this? We'll see. I'm not a huge believer, but if they get in, they could be kind of a sneaky, intriguing team. Oilers, I would probably most likely project them to be number 2, if not number 1, in this division by the time the regular season concludes. And then if we're looking at total points, I like to do this. Here we go, everybody. Right? We got the San Jose Sharks. Look at that. Just 1 point separating first from fourth, albeit the Sharks have played 2 more games than, let's say, the Golden Knights in this case. And they do have the worst regulation record out of these teams. They're just 12-18 in regulation. But the reason why the Sharks are doing so well is because they've won their last 8 games in 3-on-3 overtime. And I wonder why. Kings, a lot of people think the Kings will still hang around. Kopitar's been out of the lineup recently for them. That doesn't help. Ducks, they've started to really disappoint me. I thought the Ducks were going to really make a big jump this year, and it looked like that at the beginning of the season. Flames have been falling off a little bit here recently. Not so sure if they can hang tight there. Nordic 97, what's going on, Evan? So we got Evan jumping in to say hello to us. Thank you for doing that. And good luck to the Flyers the rest of the way. Hopefully we can bring you on the stream on the channel sometime soon. I really like the work you've done, both in your long-form videos and also what you're doing on the live stream. So keep it going, bud, and good luck to Philadelphia. And by the way, guys, hey, if you are intrigued by the Philadelphia Flyers like I am, make sure you follow Nordic 97 here on YouTube. Evan's been doing this for a long time. I'd say your channel is probably about at least 6 or 7 years old. I want to say 6 or 7. We're still doing that. Nashville needs to win tonight and get another streak going. They have, of course, turned things around decently since what was a tire fire to begin the year, and they haven't had really any big changes on that roster since then. But yeah, right now wild card spots are up for grabs in the West. Sharks are the biggest wins a win team you've ever seen. Yeah. And it's been really nice for the Sharks recently because they've been winning in a variety of ways. Macklin, of course, is your best bet to win you a game. But like last night, it was the power play. Even strength, they couldn't get anything going. It was crazy because last night the Sharks won 4-3 over the Kings. 2 of those goals were scored on the power play, but there was no goal scored by the Sharks at 5-on-5. They scored 6-on-5 to tie the game up, and then, of course, in overtime with a 3-on-3 goal coming off the stick of 2021 7th overall pick William Eklund. Good to see Eki. Eki was shooting the puck last night. Didn't really know he had that one-timer in his arsenal, but he connects with Celebrini there in the clutchest of moments. My stomach is growling, and beer is not going to help. Whew. The Wild Wild Pacific. Yeah, exactly, man. Dean, I was mentioning earlier, I know you would cherish the opportunity to see my reaction for a Sharks and Golden Knights game, regardless of the outcome. But no, I do not want to get all salty on a live stream. I need to see my Sharks be able to actually beat you guys for a change. Not to mention, I don't want to get absolutely curb stomped in the first period like last time. It also doesn't help that Vegas is a blackout market for me. So I'd have to find a bootleg stream, and sometimes those streams will stall out, so you have to go find another one. So I just don't really feel like dealing with that. But yeah, we'll be live on Saturday when the Sharks battle the Stars. Pacific Division, though, it's a weak one right now, but hey, at least the race is pretty close. Inari, Mrs. Kitty. Come here, Mrs. Kitty. Come here. Come here. Let's see if Inari wants to say hello. Come here, sweetie. Hey. Yep. Come here, Mrs. Kitty. She's right here. Right here, kiddo. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Come on. She'll come up here in just a second. Jason Zucker scored a power play goal tonight. Vegas native Jason Zucker, for that matter. Come here, sweetie. Come on. Okay. All right. All right, everybody say hi to Mrs. Kitty. She wants to say hello. Hi. Oh, hi, sweetie. Oh, let's get that. There we go. So, can we get some more goals in this game? Just one goal tonight off the stick of Travis Konechny. That doesn't make for a very exciting game, does it now, Mrs. Kitty? Oh, and as if you didn't know already, Inari here is like the chillest cat. You can do whatever you want to her. So like, I'll flip her upside down. She'll just hang out. She purrs at everything. Yeah. Right, girl? She's a good cat. She's a bit of a troublemaker, but she's a good cat still. Here you go. Here, I'll let you chill. Oh. There we go. There. That's a good way to do it. I thought about actually making a version of my logo with an R instead of Cortana, but the official logo will always be Cortana. At least I hope so. Right? And then we have, I know we have 3 other games tonight. The Golden Knights battle the Blue Jackets. The Wild are taking on the Kraken. We'll see if the Wild have been on a 7-game road trip. This is the last stop, and they could certainly use a win just for, I guess, kind of morale. Even though it's really hard to move up in that division, they're not that far behind the Stars, though, are they? The Sharks game was crazy. Yeah, you got to watch that. Watch the jersey. Watch the jersey. There we go. Okay. Oh. All right, big girl. Macklin is a superstar. I live in the regional coverage area, so I get all the Sharks games. That's right, yeah. And you get the Golden Knights games. All right, cool. You get the best of both worlds. But yeah, when Macklin, Mrs. Twister was sleeping, she's got to get up really early for work. And I had a hard time containing myself. But yeah, that when Macklin did that with the net emptied, that was bonkers. And then overtime, it looked like the Kings were going to win that overtime. I mean, Sharks are kind of lucky that one goal got overturned. I thought that was the right call, but man, talk about just winning by the skin of your teeth, I guess. Actually, I have family who live outside of Reno, Dean. All right, so now we get underway with the third period, and I can get underway with beer number 2 if anybody likes ASMR. There we go. Yeah, actually, Reno is, in terms of, Reno's closer to San Jose than Vegas. And Nevada's a huge state, so it takes a long time to get from the north to the south. Actually, Reno's probably like, I'm trying to think about how long it would take to get to where I am from Reno. Probably about 9 hours, I want to say. Leafs coming in. Nice shot and a save by Vladar. Vladar looking very sharp yet again. Leafs hang on to it in the zone, though. A shot. Oh, Vladar lost sight of that, and it went off of him, but Philadelphia can clear. The pleasure of opening a beer. I'm eating ice cream. Nice. I do enjoy ice cream quite a bit. Although It's gotten so bad that my lady and I have basically kept ice cream out of our house for the last few weeks. Yeah, as for me, I have, as a lot of you guys know, I live in 4 blackout markets. Seattle, which I can kind of understand. It's my neighboring state, and it's only a 5-hour drive to get there. But then things get really weird. Utah is a blackout market. I think that's an 11-hour drive from Salt Lake City. Also, Vegas is a blackout market for me, and that's if you make it if you leave at the crack of dawn in the summer, you still won't get there by the time the sun sets. And then I live like 16 or 18 hours from Denver. The Avalanche are a blackout market. We've got Walking Corpse in the building. Good evening to you. Howdy do. Flyers shoot and a blocker save there from Hildeby. And Hildeby, even if the Leafs can't win this game, Hildeby, at least so far, has had a very strong performance tonight too. It's pineapple with wine. Ooh, interesting. I don't know if I would like that for ice cream, but maybe a small dose. Yeah, Vegas being a blackout market is wild. Yeah, it's so funny because it's like I live closer to. I can drive 9 hours and be in Edmonton. You know. So Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary are much closer than 3 of the blackout markets for me. Obels from Latvia. Trying to get that deep for Philly. A loose puck. And Myers, who is not a Flyer anymore, chips that up for a clear. I hope the Abs win tonight and stay away from more injuries. We've already taken a hit from – oh, yeah, that's right. It wasn't that in the same game? That does not help their cause at all. At least they have a good cushion in their division. Go get Brent Burns a Stanley Cup. I'm fine with that. And if you have to beat if my Sharks make the playoffs and you have to beat us to do it, so be it. We're playing with house money. We're just having fun. Ristolainen from behind his net. Steered out of the zone barely and scooped up there and taking a spill for Toronto was not Robertson. Lawrence. Oh, yeah, that's right. Stephen Lawrence. I forgot that he plays for Toronto, former San Jose Shark. Leafs clear, and Nice from center ice is going to dump this into the Flyers' corner. Tavares gives chase. Trying to keep that in the zone. York able to poke it away from Nice. I've liked Cam York's game quite a bit tonight. I think he's been fundamentally very reliable for them. Hill to be from behind his net, and Toronto regrouping. So grateful it wasn't Landy's knee again. Yeah, that's true. Broken ribs aren't easier. I mean, I hate to say it, but you can kind of play through a bruised or broken ribs. Like you're not going to have to sit. You can recover fairly quickly from that injury, even though it sounds excruciatingly painful. I've bruised my ribs before, which is not fun, but after a couple of weeks, I was just fine. Oh, and Andre almost able to bang home a one-timer. Matthews is going to escape this out. Domi gaining the zone onto the wing, a shot, and wide of the crease. Matthews or McMahon barely able to keep that in the zone. Maybe a chance here. Riley couldn't quite land on his stick. They'll funnel this around for Brandon Carlo, where 3 orange jerseys converge, and Andre trying to keep this away from Matthews. Flyers able to clear. They've got numbers the other way. A 3-on-2 for Philadelphia. Top of this. Oh, and a big save from Hildeby, getting a piece off of a one-timer from, I think, Trevor Zegras. The Flyers' leading scorer ends up with the puck again. And a puck that gets fluttered. And, ooh, actually, we have a man down for the Flyers. No whistle, though. Play goes on. What's the plan with the Sharks and Brossoit? I don't know. I heard that I haven't been following the Barracuda so much. I don't even know if Brossoit is healthy, frankly, because he hasn't played in the NHL the past 2 years. I guess the idea is if he's healthy, he can play for the Barracuda. But a lot of Sharks folks on X are saying that San Jose is gearing up for something else. They got Nolan Allen as part of the deal. Allen played half of last season with the Blackhawks. He was selected 32nd overall in the 2021 draft. So he might have some upside. The Sharks did a nice job of developing Vincent Iorio when they claimed him off waivers with the Capitals. I wonder if Allen could be a similar case for them. But, David Pagnotta from the third period has been at least speculating that the Sharks are going to be kind of interested in bolstering their lineup over the trade deadline. But I don't think they're going to be doing it with rentals. They need to clear a roster spot for Michael Misa. So they're still going to have to find a way to deal maybe one of their defensemen or waive them. I think of Nick Leddy, frankly, would probably be the first guy out for them. But there are other pieces that could be attractive to other teams, like Mario Ferraro, albeit he's done a good job this season for the most part. So I don't know if he would be on his way out. Kind of surprising seeing the Sharks actually kind of play to be a buyer in some capacity, but if anything, they need to get somebody who will stay on the roster for the foreseeable future, and that would be probably a young defenseman. If I recall, wasn't there a player who played without any ligaments in his knee? I don't know, actually. So, I don't know if anybody else knows. Did the Flyers just draw a penalty in front of the crease? No, they didn't. Play goes on. There was certainly some contact there. Michelli, and a nice read there from Tippett. He'll shoot, and after a ricochet, the Leafs are able to initiate a clear. Off the corner, backhander, easily saved by Vladar and covered up. 12:49 left in regulation here. Man, I'm getting hungry. So we got a commercial break right now. I just need to mute myself really quickly. Let's see here. Do we have any score updates here? Oh, that's cool. Carolina still on top of Anaheim. That's underway in the third period. 3-2 Canes. Outside of that, I think that every score has stayed the same since the last time I read off scores. But yeah, we got the Jets leading the Oilers by a 3-1 score. That's kind of surprising, I guess. I looked it up. It wasn't 0 ligaments in his knee, but I was thinking of Jumbo Joe. Huh. When would he have hurt his knee? Because he was very healthy for his time with the Sharks for the most part. With floating ligaments. Okay, it might have been like a playoff injury that got reported after they had been eliminated. I think it's something like that. That's right. That actually does. Yeah, 2017. That does sound a little familiar. That team was that was the year after they had gone to the Cup final. It was a pretty good team. Not stellar, but they had a chance to go up 3-1 on McDavid and the Oilers, and they blew it. And if they would have won that, I think that they could have taken down Anaheim and probably Nashville. They beat Nashville the year before then. Although Pecorine was having a hell of a playoffs. So, it could have been for San Jose. But, hey, a better era may be in the works here with Macklin Celebrini. Can't say enough about that guy. And I'm also glad to see Sam Dickinson part of the solution for the Sharks now. His defensive game is getting better. He still has work to do, and I want to see him be more physical. The offense is going to come at some point. He hasn't really gotten a whole lot of opportunity, but Sam Dickinson has made good strides in this season. I've liked how his game is rounding out in his own zone and transitioning the puck up ice. He's actually really good. All right, we're back to the action here with 12:20 remaining. Matthews carrying the puck into the zone. A drop pass, a shot, and not quite on goal, but they'll try to get something going from behind the net. Sanheim able to corral a loose puck, a puck that comes back into the Leafs zone, and backtracking for that is Bobby McMahon. May have been the same year the Avs had a historically bad year. Yeah, it was that year. And the crazy thing, I mean, shoot, we're talking about unprecedented turnarounds. The Avs were back in the playoffs the next year, right? Maple Leafs should make 2 goals anytime now. I don't know. They haven't produced a whole lot of offense. Neither team has. The shots favor the Maple Leafs 17-14. The player you've been impressed by the most was Wedge, becoming more of a 1A, 1B goal instead of a backup. Yeah. I think you probably have to credit the goaltending coaching over there. Blackwood should be in the mix for the Vezina, right? It's so criminal that Blackwood can't play for Canada. I kind of understand in that, Binnington won the Four Nations last year, right? And was John Cooper the coach for that? Maybe. Kemper is still playing very well at his age. He's an older goaltender, but with the last 2 seasons he's had, it's hard to leave him off. And Logan Thompson might be the Vezina Trophy winner when push comes to shove here. So I feel bad for Blackie because his last couple of years have been fantastic, but he's just unfortunately the odd man out there. Robbie says team sucks some nights and other nights looks great. I mean, they've been good at manufacturing even strength offense. We just haven't seen a whole lot of it in this game. Vladar's been tough to solve, and I've been talking a lot about Philadelphia this year in that I just like how a team that doesn't really have a lot of star talent just competes, I think, very consistently. Shift in, shift out. They are just I don't want to say disciplined. They are a fundamentally committed team, right? The effort's there. What do I think of the Blues thing last night? I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, optically, it's hilarious. But, I saw a treat. I saw a tweet from Urinating Tree. He's like, yeah, is there something like rotten with the St. Louis Blues right now in Jim Montgomery? I mean, when he goes to a team, he can have an incredible first impression, but things can go south fairly quickly afterwards. And I don't know if that's going to be the case here. I thought that the Blues were better than that, but that's something you can't see at this point in the season. All right, here, hey, treat. Blackie was signed to a very team-friendly deal. Yeah, he was. Not to mention, I mean, the Avs just had to give up like a second-round pick, and I forgot who it was. Nick, because he's not on our team anymore. He's a forward who played for us a little bit last year, and he flashed a little bit briefly, but that was about it. So, I mean, Chris McFarland did a terrific job in both him and also getting Scott Wedgwood. Georgiev was already on the roster. Delayed penalty coming up to Matthew Knies, by the way, so the Flyers are going to the power play. Denver Barkey is the one who drew the penalty. And, this is where, if you're a Flyers fan, this is when you want to see the goal, because not only would that be huge for them from a momentum standpoint, but Philadelphia, of course, the 3rd worst power play in the NHL. We're going to get a commercial break here, but when we come back, we'll see if Philly can extend their lead. Kovalenko, that's right. It was Kovalenko and Georg. Really? So it was the two of them, and then I think a second-round pick was part of it too. I mean, even if that's all bundled together, that's a steal for you guys. And I mean, I was fine that the Sharks did that because they weren't going anywhere, but I was hoping that they would have, waited a little bit later because at the trade deadline, everybody was fetching a first round pick. But hey, at least we got a second rounder out of it. And Blackwood, he'll always be fondly remembered because he won a lot of games for us. I mean, we didn't win a lot of games, but when we won games, it was because of him. I see. Giovanni Smith. That's right. He was a Shark. It's really funny because I saw Duncan has returned. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Actually, on the subject of Georgiev, I saw somebody's license plate here in Idaho. It said it was like forgive. It was spelled FORGIEV or something like that. And so I took a picture of it because it made me think of Forgiev, which was very, very true. Very true, Forgiev. I'm much happier with the way Nedeljkovic is playing. Yeah. We have a pretty good fan base of Avalanche fans here, contingency, if you will. I'd say probably after the Kraken, you see a lot of Vegas out here, and then you probably see a lot of Colorado out here. You thought he was a locker room cancer. I don't know if there was really anything that was, iffy for the Sharks in that sense, because they were just a losing team anyway. But yeah, when you're trying to compete for a Stanley Cup and there's night and day difference between your backup and your starter. Oh, Tippett almost stuffed it home. Good read there from Hildeby. He'll cover it up on any team. That's right. Yeah, he was a Ranger as well. Goalies are a different personality. They're a different breed. And most of the time, those goalies you end up liking quite a bit. And then sometimes you get your Jordan Binningtons out there, right? Like when he's playing well, everybody loves him. But then it's like, I don't know what he's like as a teammate, but he's kind of a tool. But you need characters like that, right? In the NHL, you need villains. Devils scored Skinner. Stuart Skinner, that's right. Yeah, you guys got Stuart Skinner. All right. Flyers working with $1:20 left here in their power play. Tippett in a lone wraparound and off the post, still live. And down is Hildeby. Trevor Zegras said he scored. The Flyers are, they're celebrating like they just scored right now. But did that puck cross the line before the whistle blew? There's night and day difference in the locker room. Blackie's a very, at least from what I remember, he's more of just like a very mellow goaltender, and that can actually help a team feel, I think more confidence if your goaltender isn't blowing up and stuff or, trying to be a distraction in any way. Let's see here. Did that puck cross before the whistle blew? Let's take a look at when it actually crossed. Hildeby was lying on it. Yeah, I don't know how that puck went in. I didn't see the puck go in. No, I'm not. I don't see the puck crossing the goal line at any point. Zegras is amped up, and the officials are going to review this. Let me take a look. Flyers think they scored. I can't tell if that puck is across the goal line. I can't even see it on the goal line. At least if I were to make a call right now, I'd say it's no goal. I'm going to say that this stays as no goal because right now the call on the ice is no goal. Officials are still talking this over. The game against Nashville to clinch a playoff spot, Georgiev was throwing a major hissy fit, even more so in the game against the Sabres when we found out we traded him for his performance or lack thereof. How's the Sharks going? I hope they make it to the playoffs. I mean, they've won 5 of their last 6, but their next 6 games are going to be very challenging because they have to play the Stars, the Golden Knights. Wait, here let's get the review. No goal. Okay, that's the right call. So yeah, the Sharks have to play the Stars, Golden Knights. Then they have to go on the road and play the Red Wings and Capitals. And then they play the Panthers and Lightning. So it's back-to-back for the first 2 games, then a few days off, then back-to-back. And then same thing in Florida. It's back-to-back against the Panthers and against the Lightning. So that's going to be very challenging. The Sharks only have 1 win against all those teams this year. They have played all those 6 teams, but they only got 1 win, and that was against the Panthers of all teams. Flyers still on the power play here. Shot and just wide of Hildeby's glove. We get a whistle, though. It's going to be a tripping to the Leafs. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 briefly, or for 52 seconds. So if you win that faceoff, that's huge. Macklin and Will Smith are playing lights out. I mean, I can't wait till Will Smith comes back because we do miss him, especially on the power play. The power play was very good last night, but Will Smith, he could be out for another few weeks. He might not be back until after the Olympics. Would I wear a Blues jersey that is a no. If it was my team, then maybe yes. Who's a rapper? I was a rapper in college. A little bit. Oh, Will Smith. I get it. Yeah, the Sharks have been getting jiggy as of late. All right, so 30 seconds, 5-on-3. Zegras at the circle, Ristolainen out there as well. Zegras one-timer, and Hildeby got a piece of it. No, I think it deflected out of play. Jackson Blake makes it 4-2 with 9:12 left in the third. Very nice. That contract might age like a fine wine. Yeah, only one team is allowed to. Only one orange team is allowed to win tonight. We'll get a face-off here in the Maple Leafs zone between Dvorak and former Flyer Scott Lawton. That's right, whose jersey I'm wearing, strangely. And Maple Leafs able to clear it down. That's going to chew up some time here on this 5-on-3. We got Happy Sabres fan. Now, have you always been Happy Sabres fan? That's my question for you. But things look good tonight. The last time I checked, I've been getting jiggy with it in the yeah, good one, D. A shot from Ristolainen and fought off by Hildeby. So now it's 5-on-4. Michkov in the slot, a shot, and he couldn't quite balance himself there. Loose puck, trying to jam at it there. Where the Flyers, and Hildeby is going to cover up. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Dennis Hildeby. He's had himself a great game. Sharks moving to Bel Air. Yeah, the Sharks played in Southern California all of a sudden. If they were in San Diego, I guess I could be a fan. Robbie, hope everyone's having a great night. It's off to a very, very solid start here. I wish we had some more goals here, but outside of that, can't complain too much. I used to be miserable Sabres fan, but now I'm not. There we go. Okay, good. We should do a Buffalo Sabres stream sometime. I think we did one. We did the Sabres and Senators, but maybe there could be another Sabres one at some point. All right, here comes Barkey. He's going to backhand it back to York. So still 5-on-4 for another 50 seconds. A shot and rebound. Hildeby able to track that puck as it popped up, and he covers it up. Toronto needs just one goal for overtime, so it's still possible. So far, it's possible. It's what a coincidence. It's Abs and Sens tonight. Let's see here. Who would be the best player all time who played for the Abs and the Sens? There's a good question for you. Because I can't think of too many players who've played for like Abs and the Sens. Matt Duchene's probably the guy. Flyers still have a little time left on this power play. Couturier is out there at the circle. He shoots, and blocker to side there by Hildeby. Cleared down by the Leafs. I mean, they are hanging tough. What the heck happened to the Winnipeg Jets? They just need to play the Oilers more, apparently. But, yeah, I never saw that coming. I thought maybe they'd fall back a little bit, but, oh, my God, they got the reigning Hart Trophy winner. Tons of goals. I mean, Nikolai Ehlers leaving is not the only reason why they've struggled so much, and the Leafs score the other way, shorthanded. It's Scott Lawton, the guy whose jersey I'm wearing from his former team. And we've got ourselves a tie game. A perfect chance for the Flyers to create some separation between them and Toronto. And the crowd is stunned. And you know what that means, everybody. Cortana gets a treat. Oh, she's right up in front of the camera. Emperor King, good game. Yeah, hey, good game to you too. I know it's kind of – oh, sorry, girl. I know it was kind of frustrating probably because it looked like you guys had that game won with the overturned goal. I understand why it was overturned. Kings played such a good third period, but at least they got a point out off of that. But that was a game. That was a heck of a game. Thank you for, of course, tuning in. We got Ruthless Sharky in the building. Let's go. Yep, there we go. I think there's been a little bit more demand for me to do more shark stuff on this channel this year, so I might just be doing that. Upset with how he left for the Avalanche. I'd have to revisit that trade. It was a trade, right? I'd have to revisit that to see what that got them. I know that Bowen Byram was essentially a result of this. Now we're down to just 5 minutes left here, so coming down to the crunch time here. I see a Packers pennant on the wall. Oh, no. It's Super Bowl 32. So the top of the pennant is Broncos. It's one of my favorite Super Bowls of all time. John Elway, baby. I'm used to it because the Kings are never good at both, just only on the road. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because they were so good at home last year. Now they're just playing with your heart. Doesn't help with Kopitar being injured. That was a three-way trade between the Avalanche, Predators, and Sens. Yeah, and the Preds were just coming off going to the Stanley Cup final that year. Yeah, that was, of course, the iconic John Elway helicopter run. We've got die-hard Red Wings fan in the building. Actually, next week, our teams are going to clash. Thank you for hopping in here. And, hey, Red Wings just keep humming along, man. I think they're just about to get another 2 points tonight against the Canucks in this case. We got the pick and used it to get Bowen Byram and then Sam Girard from the Preds. Oh, that's right. Girard was with the Preds. Forgot about that. Just noticed the existence of the emojis. Yeah. Made by yours truly, of course. And those are available to our members. I mentioned this earlier, but we will be doing a members stream on Saturday. That is Guess the Jersey. So it's a fun game that we play along where I show cryptic photos of NHL jerseys and people try to guess them. So I'll put them in, I'll make them black and white. I'll blur them. I'll distort them. It's really fun. If you want to support the channel and have some fun with some other dedicated twisters from our community, some of which have been members for 3+ years, you can just hit join below. That's $2.99 US for our lowest tier for memberships, and it's a great way to get more Twisted Rister content, more Cortana, and that sort of thing. We were President's Trophy winners and now we're dead last. Has that ever happened before? That makes me curious. I have a Niners pennant. Yeah, I do. I have my Joe Montana one right there. I thought I had one more Niners one. I might not anymore. But yeah, that was kind of my first love there. Not Montana because I was kind of too young, but Steve Young and Jerry Rice. And my favorite, the Chicken Man, Merton Hanks, who has kind of a case for the Hall of Fame. Nobody ever talks about that. Andrews was a decent player for the Sharks and Avs. Mike Ricci, the sexiest man alive, of course. Owen Nolan as well. Well, yeah. Hey, from a Coyotes fan. Hey, thank you for joining us, Trent. Haven't seen a Coyotes fan in a while. Although one of my friends from our community, Matt Jacobson, the AZ sports guy, longtime friend of the channel from the Arizona, from the Phoenix area, excuse me. Blake Lazant scores, former LA King, by the way. The Chicken Neck, yeah, Merton Hanks. He was classic. I'm talking about like Bryant Young, Tim McDonald, Dana Stubblefield. Yeah, those guys. They were pretty good, but back then, man, the Packers were a tough out for the 49ers. Universal Habs fan, good evening to you. It looks like you guys are not far away from a victory of your own and second place. I mean, I did not expect that, but they look like they're going to be a force for many years to come. Flyers almost drew another penalty there. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't a tripping. Sealer now, he's trying to keep that out of danger. Scooped up by former Golden Knight Nick Waugh and rimmed around the goal. Chipped down by the Flyers. We get down to 3:05 left here in the period. 5-1 Red Wings. Bitchin'. I mean, lots of hockey left, but I'm excited at the prospect of seeing the Red Wings back in the playoffs. I really am. I mean, it would be even more fun if they were in the Western Conference still, but I get it. Question is, who's going to slow down the Lightning in the regular season? McMahon into the zone. He shoots and block there from, I think, Ristolainen. He's got it again behind the net. He cycles it to Domi. Hounded by Sealer. Out to Troy Stetcher. And now the point, a shot that gets immediately blocked by a Flyers forward. Grunstrom's going to get this out of the zone. Center ice, Flyers are going to get the change, and Hildeby will field this from behind his net. Here we go. Michelli with a lot of speed here in by the Flyers defense. He's going to try to chip this into the corner. Scooped up by Sanheim. Flyers are going to come the other way 3-on-2. They got numbers. Tippett pulls up. He shoots. And wide of the net. Off the rebound and trying to stuff that home. Read nicely by Hildeby. Down to $1.40. Floated into the Flyers zone for Matthew Nyes. Kings and Jets tomorrow. Okay, well, there you go. Take advantage of the Jets back-to-back. But here's something that we can agree on, right, Emperor King? The Ducks are in free fall. Contested in the neutral zone and on the stick of Bobby McMahon will shoot, and a nice save there by Vladar. Play goes on. Couturier able to get this clear. And the Leafs, with 55 seconds left, will regroup. But they turn it over in the neutral zone off a skate. Jimmy Meyer, what's going on? Good evening to you. Looks like the people coming in here are enjoying victories for their teams. Canadiens, Red Wings, Bruins. They all have had convincing victories today, or at least they're on track for that. So congrats on your couple of dubs there. I, being a Sharks fan, I'm still soaking in, basking in the victory last night, albeit in overtime. And we're 20 seconds away from overtime here as the Flyers are going to chip this in, but Ekman Larsson's going to keep this out of trouble. All the way down this, will this be an icing to the Maple Leafs? It will not be. 5 seconds left. We are going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. What's been kind of a low event game. But when you get to 3-on-3, as long as guys aren't taking the puck out of the zone, things can get really, really exciting. Kane got his 500th. Wow. That's fantastic. Duncan, are you ready? Are you ready for this? We've got 3-on-3. This should be quite entertaining. But we have a commercial break here. Again, I know I'm on repeat for some of this, but people coming in and out. We're going to be live at 4 Eastern on Saturday, 1 Pacific, Sharks and Stars, as the Sharks look to win their 6th game in 7 of their last 7. Reaper of Devils, hey, welcome. I'm sorry, man. Things have really fallen off for you guys recently. Let's see here. Taylor Hall makes it 5-2 for the bunch of jerks with an empty netter. So the Canes looking to get consecutive victories, and the Anaheim Ducks, things really are flatlining for them recently. The Shark biting a joint, probably right. But like I said, the band Sleep, stoner metal icons Sleep, are from San Jose, so it would have to be something that works in their logo. It would probably say Sharks in their font, I would think. If Toronto wins, it will be double the happiness for you. Wait, did you ever say that your second favorite team is the Maple Leafs? I can't remember. At least I was right about overtime. Hey, somebody's coming away with a loser point. Can't complain about that. We've got Charles Adderley. Great night, all on the live stream broadcast. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Sir Charles. It's not any better for the Devils fans. Not happy with Luke Hughes. That's not me. Yeah, I heard that he got booed in the last game. That's tough for a young defenseman like that. So I'm happy that the Flyers lose. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, when was the last time that Penguins fans actually needed the Flyers to lose games? It's been a long time, my friends. Actually, it's been a long time since. Well, especially for Philly, it's been a while since they were in the playoffs. All right, here we go. 3-on-3. Let's get it on. Lawton wins the draw. Scott Lawton, the goal scorer here for the Maple Leafs tonight. Next man up, we got Darth Jedi in the building, riding an 8-game winning streak, including a 7-3 drubbing of my Sharks. Flyers getting the zone. They got 2-on-1. A shot, and off of Hildeby. But we're going to get a whistle here because Hildeby's mask actually took the brunt of that, and so it fell off. As Nikita Kucherov enters the north of 60-point conversation. I think he had like a 5-point game against my Sharks. Knives is going to score the winner. Knives Out. I actually saw that movie, Knives Out, for the first time recently. It was a good movie. I'm going to go, let's see here. For Toronto, give me Max Domi. For Philadelphia, give me, I don't know if he's going to get out there, but I'm going to go Noah Cates. I don't analyze the law. I lay down the law. No, I'm just joking. Is weed legal in all U.S. territories? No, it's actually not. I strategically live 30 minutes away from, well, not even. I strategically live like 20 minutes away from Washington, though. All right. Maple Leafs taking some time here. Here's Michelli. Kind of a lazy backhander to Matthews, but he's got it. Matthews into the slot, and stripped there by Zegras. Here he comes, Trevor Zegras, breakaway, skating in, he shoots, and denied by the pad of Hildeby. Oh boy, Zegras almost icing this one. Matthews the other way, trying to dangle, waiting for the trailer, and now he just loses a handle on it. I don't know how that happens, but Ekman Larson coming in fresh, able to track it down and take it from behind the net. Now Zegras intercepts. He comes the other way, and his pass gets disrupted. The Leafs would have had a breakaway the other way, but taking a spill was Michelli. It's the Keystone Cops, baby. Here comes Ekman Larson, a shot, and getting a piece of that was Vladar. Sanheim. The first 90 seconds gone by. Don't worry, Cortana, there's going to be a goal. If not, there will be a shootout. Rangers mirroring us. That's a team that just there's no hope for the Rangers. Okay, here's Tippett. Cam York, who's been one of my favorites tonight. He's looked very sharp. Okay, the first 2 minutes gone by. Here's Michkov rocking the good old jersey tuck. And he'll take it from the dot, trying to dangle, but he's going to come back to the point. Over to Couturier, the Flyers cycling here. York trying to disrupt Nyes here. Around the net. Oh, wrap around. Denied. And off the second chance there. I don't know if they got it on goal, but Hildeby was there to read it. A chance for the Leafs the other way. And off the pad of Vladar. And now here come the Flyers. 2-on-1. It's Couturier. He comes in. He flutters a pass. And Hildeby sprawling. A loose puck. And the puck is behind the net. And the Leafs dodge a bullet. They'll come back the other way. It's 2-on-1. It's Tavares. He comes in. He's going to backhand it. A shot. A score! And the Maple Leafs take it in overtime. The winner from Easton Cowan. And 2 points stolen by the Toronto Maple Leafs as they come away winners in Philadelphia. And what a nice finish that was, everybody. Penguins win. Ducks lose. Can't complain about that. Canes surge. Hey, welcome, and congratulations on the victory. Hopefully we can do a Hurricanes game sometime soon. I'm always cheering for Rod Brindamore's team. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. That was a fun ending, at least, even though there weren't that many goals. Here, let's give Cortana a goal treat. Don't forget, we'll be live again on Saturday, so come hang out with us for Sharks and Stars. It'll be a great contest. I hope at least it is. And hopefully more goals than this one. Please do leave a thumbs up before you go if you could. It'd be great. I will see you for that one. And hopefully we'll have some more video content for you guys soon enough as well. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back again before you know it.